There we go. All right, so I guess you guys didn't hear me, did you? All right, we're gonna do this again. So, all right, everybody, I'm Scotty McKeever, creator of Equine Edge, the online horse racing handicapping platform. If you're new to the show, we would love to hear from you. So get involved in the chat. I know it's intimidating, but you'll learn a lot. So get involved in that. Make sure you're chatting. Everybody's here to help you. The best way to learn how to use the Equine Edge tools is to watch this show, though. Also, you guys are in for a special treat today, as we've got two of the best handicappers on the planet, Tim and Christy Yohler, coming off an incredible feat over at Del Mar in the Fall Handicapping Challenge, finishing first and second respectively. You guys want to know who won? You're going to have to wait for that. We'll talk to them. They'll be on the show here shortly, and we're going to handicap races coming up, Aqueduct, Gulfstream Park. They're going to be giving what they like. We'll be handicapping using the Equine Edge platform. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're not going to want to miss that. And we'll talk about their resumes as well. Very, very, very impressive. So stay tuned for that. All right, they're in the waiting. You guys are all good? James, Kevin, Tony, Roger, Coach, Nick. There's Deb. I know. You guys okay now? There's a prize play. Where was the prize play? Over at Gulfstream Park. Did it go off? What happened? Did the 12 win at 34-1? Is that what just happened, Justin? Is that what you're telling me? Good morning, Richard. You guys all hear me okay? Wow. How about that? So that's the prize play right here. If you want to see the prize plays coming up, you can click on here, okay? And you can see all the prize plays upcoming. So there's a prize, well, not much of a prize play anymore, but the two horse over at Tampa Bay is at 5-2 coming up in 3 minutes. If you click on it, it'll take you straight to the race. So you can go there, and there you see it. It was 4-1 on the morning line, has a 16% win percentage. So you can check that out. All right, sounds good. Everything's good. No blurriness. Cape Cod says hello. What up, Brian? Wow. Bluegrass Dan. Dan, you had a really good hit. You hit the Stronach yesterday, right, Dan? Am I correct? I believe you got a hold of me until I hit that as well. I hit that Stronach yesterday as well. From Great Britain, welcome, Graham. It's good to have you. You paid for a monthly subscription yesterday. Wow, it's great to have you. I appreciate that. All right, we're all good. We're all good to go. All right, let's see. Technically, let's just see if I can get Tim and Christy. So they don't need any further ado, I know. But I'm looking at the resumes right here, and I don't know. Tim's going to get mad at me, but Christy's might look more impressive. That's all I'm going to say. We're going to have to talk to them about this, but Christy's she's a machine. But they have different methods of handicapping. So we're going to dig in. I'm going to ask the hard questions. We're going to see, how they came up. By the way, in that Del Mar tournament here, Christy had $3,700 and Tim only had $1,500. And just maybe Tim used the GSR to help him find those three horses in the last race. So we'll talk to Tim about that. All right. So let's see if we can add Timmy. And there's hey guys.
Hello.
What is going on?
Good afternoon.
What up, Tim?
Not much. How are you?
Good. Hey, what's it like to have such a machine for a wife? I mean, you taught her. I don't know. Did she surpass you?
Oh, no doubt. When you asked me to update those resumes yesterday, and I was scrounging around trying to find something for myself, hers was easy to fill in. So,
no, well, hey, that's not true. First of all, 6-time NHC tournament qualifier. You, by the way, Tim, you are having an amazing 2020 campaign. You obviously won the Del Mar Fall Handicapping Challenge. You got first there. The NHRA Belmont Pimlico contest, you got that as well. I mean, plus more. You're killing it.
Well, you have a lot of time in this COVID stage to sit around and play tournaments on the weekend. There's not much else to do. So, and actually, I talked to you earlier this week, but I am COVID positive right now, as I said.
Well, I can tell. You look. I
don't look as. I don't ever look that good, but I don't look good at all today.
Well, you're a trooper for coming on, but I can tell. Yeah, I can tell. Are you getting any reverb from me? Are you guys hearing me okay? Because I'm kind of hearing myself talk.
I'm
Coming off
fine.
of your speakers. That's why I'm hearing myself a little bit.
I had the YouTube pulled up and I got a lot of blowback, so I shut it down.
Okay. Maybe the volume, just turn it down a little bit, or if you have headphones, that can be better, but that's better. Okay. Yeah, it seems like it's okay. So, all right, we're going to get it. Christy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. So did you give COVID to Tim?
Yes, I'm probably over it. I got it earlier from the kids, whereas I think it's just hitting him this week. And my kids were just fine. I don't think it slowed any of us down. So he was a little shocked, I think, when he got hit with it.
Yeah. Well, it hits some of us harder than others. Usually it's older folks. It kind of hits us harder, Tim.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I was painting last weekend and building furniture when I was supposedly sick. And so I think he thought, oh, this won't be bad if I get it. And he was wrong.
Well, I'm really glad. Well, you know what? I think the chance of you getting it again is very low, right? So if you can get through this. And so, Tim, have you lost taste?
Not yet.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, so I'm drinking Red Bull right now.
All right. Well, good. You drink it throughout the show so we can keep up. Are you guys ready to handicap Aqueduct and Gulfstream Park?
I know the answer for Christy. I'm actually, I looked at Gulfstream before, and I've got a pick 5 ticket in, and I thought that first race was wide open. So
did you use the prize play?
Well, I think the 2 won the race. I might be wrong.
No, well, the prize play won the race at Gulfstream Park, the 12, I believe.
And I haven't seen the results yet, but I just watched the end of the race. I thought the 2 won, but I might be wrong.
Oh, Justin, the results haven't popped up in the 2 won. Oh, hold on. Is that a prize play too? I eliminated? No, it's not a prize play. Just a long shot? I thought it was the 13. Oh, the 13 got second. Oh, I gotcha.
It came 2-12, I think.
Place. The 2-1. All right, you had that? Did you have that, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, the 2 had one of the highest GSRs, if not the highest.
Oh, is that what it was? Hold on, let's take a look at that. Yeah, the 2 had the top GSR with the 5.
So I really like the 12 better than the 2, but I used the 2. So my pick 5 it's a good start for sure.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think you would have used the 2 if it wasn't the top GSR?
Honestly, when I looked at this race, I thought any of these horses could win.
Okay. This horse is moving up in class, but the horse on form didn't look bad at all.
I mean, it's a 3-year-old out of Tonelist. I don't know why he was 21 morning line. I don't ever really buy into the morning line odds at Gulfstream. I think they're off a lot of times.
Well, as you guys know, you guys have a lot of fans on the show. Okay, so we appreciate you coming on, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna handicap races coming up. So we have Aqueduct race number 1. We'll do that. We'll talk about horse racing and some of the ways in which you guys approach some of the tournaments. I know a lot of people want to learn more about tournament play, and so hopefully we can help some of the people that are watching the show in the chat, because they really want to learn and understand, and a lot of times a lot of us want to understand what people that are having success in the sport, what they're doing, what little things they're doing differently. So if you can dig in that bag of tricks of your guys' and share that with us, that would be fantastic along the way. Okay, Christy, are you ready to do some handicapping at all? Do you have your form or your F1 Edge program? What do you have?
I do.
You do?
Yep. Not sure I trust my opinion much at Aqueduct, but we'll see.
You like the buyer, you said. You use the buyer figure, especially for shorter races, for sprint races.
Yes. So if I were up to me, I'd start handicapping around 3 or 4 today at Low South.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes at Aqueduct. Tim will tell you this will be funny.
We still getting the feedback? Yeah, no, I am for sure. Yeah, it's just it's from their speakers. Yeah. a little bit loud. So we're getting a little bit of reverb, guys, but it's okay. Hey, Florida's good, Tony. There's Tony. Exciting from Tony. Where's Sebastian at? That's what I want to know. What do you want to learn? Christy, Tony wants to learn about how to handicap. So she uses the Equinedge platform, but she's just on mobile and she farts around. And many times I'm losing and she's winning. And just nothing upsets me more. So, I mean, Tim, okay, Christy, first of all, okay, we got Aqueduct race number 1. Can we go to Aqueduct first and let's handicap this race? Because I know a lot of people want that. All right. Okay. So let's take a look at, is my computer going to work or is it going to freeze? Uh-oh. I can't get out of gold. Are you guys frozen too? Yeah, it's frozen. Hold on here. We gotta... All right. Yeah, you guys are frozen. All right. I know I'm trying to get there, Rob. I just texted Brad. Hopefully he's going to refresh something. It's just going to spin on me right now, isn't it? Well, at least it's not an internet problem on my side. I know, Tony. I know. We're going to try to get there. Bear with us, guys, when we get this up. That is the worst, guys, when it freezes when you're doing a live show. Hey, Tim.
Yes.
You had $1,500. We'll talk about that. Getting this up. You had $1,500 going into the last race. What was your mindset in that race? Do you remember?
Absolutely. So I had $1,500, and the leader had, I think, around between 12 and 15,000 is where the leaders were at. So I had to try to design a bet that was going to get me to at least 15,000, and I was thinking more like 20 was the number I was shooting for. So I handicapped the race, and I basically narrowed it down to 4 horses that I really liked. 2 Smooth Like Straight. I liked him. Rispoli was riding him, and then I liked the 8 Domestic Spending with that was Chad Brown's horse, and Irad Ortiz was on him. 10 Decorated Invader, and then the 13 Go Fu. So I tried to design a bet that was going to get me $20,000 using those 4 horses, and the 2 I liked to sit right off the pace, and I thought he would be in the finish. I really liked the 8 better than any of the horses, which is Irad Ortiz on him, Domestic Spending. So I looked at what the exacta will pays were going to pay for an 8-2 exacta, and it was $21 or $22. It was floating around that number. So I took $1,000 and I bet a straight exacta with Domestic Spending over Smooth Like Straight. If that hit, it was going to pay $22,000. I took the remaining $500 and I designed some trifectas with the 2 and the 8 on top in case the 2 beat the 8. And then the 10 and the 13 in third place. So I spent my whole $1,500, and what I ended up with was hitting the exacta for $1,000. That paid around $22,000, and then I hit some of the trifecta boxes that I had. Ended up with $100 trifecta that paid around $82 for $1, so another $8,200 or so. So I spent the whole $1,500, and I hit most everything that I bet, which is what it takes to win these tournaments. I mean, it's going to come down to the last race, and if you're right. And you have money to bet, then you're at least going to have a good bankroll and hopefully enough to move you up into the prize money.
And Christy, what were your thoughts going into that last race? Because you were down. I mean, you had 3,700. You had more than Tim, but you were down as well.
Yes, I liked a lot of the same horses he did, but I couldn't narrow it down. I mean, I couldn't tell you who I thought was going to win. There was an argument to be made for each of those horses. I liked the two a lot. And I know that Rispoli usually does well out there. And you've got Pratt on the 13, which is, you know, Pratt on a long race on the turf at Delmar. You can't really throw him out.
Right.
And then you've got Chad Brown there on the 8. But I had enough money that I didn't have to narrow it down. It's kind of like Tim. I knew that the leader was around 13 or 14.
We lose Christy?
Did we lose Christy? Can you still hear me, Scott?
I can hear you, yeah. You think that's me, or you think it's on that side? I think it's on Christy's side. I think. Bear with us, guys. We'll figure this out. I don't think it's going to be on this side. Maybe that'll help. Let's just do that. This is not.
Her kids must have turned the Fortnite on or something, Scotty, and jammed up.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Some of you still there? We lost Christy, huh? You know the site's down, right? Is he working on it? He is? I think he's working on it then. Oh, yeah. What are the odds of that? Is everybody down? Yes, unfortunately. No, so Craig, are you guys hearing? I hear it. I hear this right now. Do you hear that? Like reverb. Well, I'm still hearing it in my ear. It's the same. Yeah, it's the same. I don't know if it's coming from Tim's or what is coming, what's happening. But okay, Tim,
you want me to log out and log back in?
No, I don't think it's that. I'm not sure. Brad's working on the system right now, Chrissy. I'm sure he'll have this up. You're hearing it too, Brad? Yeah, I don't know even I don't know what it is. Tim, so somebody was just asking, is it the last race, right? So it doesn't really come down to the last race. This person's asking, I guess if you're no, I only really understand the question actually is, hold on, what is he saying? So let me see what he's saying here. So all these tournaments come down to the last race for the most participants. How would you answer that? Not really.
Well, I don't think it comes down to the last race, but most of the time the people that win are right in the last race. I mean, if you look at the BCBC this year, the two guys that finished first and second, Marshall Graham and Jonathan Kinchin, both hit big in the last race.
Yeah.
There was a guy, I forget his name, that hit for 130,000 on Friday, but he didn't end up winning the tournament.
Tim needs headset. Tim, do you have a headset by chance?
Me?
Yeah.
I have some earbuds.
Yeah. If he uses a headset, I believe it fixes it. I can still hear that though. I still hear the reverb. Those AirPods, no, because remember when this happened before with Weaver? It's the same thing. Dave needed he needed headphones. I don't think this is going to do anything. I think it's on Tim's side because we don't have this issue. So it's got to be on Tim's side.
Let me try to get this fixed up, Scotty. You can go ahead and.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah, see if you can, if that works, if you put your headset in, if that works. We'll get this. Yeah. So I know Brad is working on the site right now. I don't know what the hell's going on. Live shows. Fun. Yeah. We see you, Christy. Christy, do you have a headset by chance? Yeah, the site's down right now, guys. We're having audio issues and the site's down. Oh. You got it, Brian. You got it. Yeah, thanks, Keith. I appreciate that. Oh my God. I believe it happened once with Weaver on the show, but Jack was here to figure that out. We'll have to talk to Jack about that.
You guys want Jack to come back?
Thanks, Colin. Ay. Am I sweating? Oh my God.
So let's just do something. Let's
see if we can get Tim fixed first. All right.
This doesn't happen in cell phone.
Yeah. No, I know, Joe, right? It's down right now, Ron. Our sound isn't working and our site is down. Pretty much having nothing. But who knows? We'll get this all fixed and then we'll get some winners. Tim, you still there? Oh, Tim's gone now. On here, let's get Christy on.
Hi, I'm back. I replaced Tim. Did you kick him off for me?
Tim, that's all right. That's something. So you know what? So we know it's on Tim's side.
Okay.
Well, it's not that bad though. It's not as bad on yours. For whatever reason on Tim's, it's something with Tim's.
What if they both just sit next to each other on hers?
You know what? Get his ass next to you, Christy.
Okay.
We'll just do it that way, the two of you.
All right. Screen. Yeah, it's not like he can give me COVID.
Yeah, that's true. And so, hey, Tim, go over next to Christy.
We're all immune now. And you know what I can always do is my kids have the big, giant headphones.
Yeah.
For when they play their video games, I can make them wear those. That I think will plug directly.
It's static, but it definitely is much, much better.
Okay.
We can hear you pretty clearly.
Okay.
Tim, it has to do with your speakers. Can you get with just go maybe sit next to Christy and we'll do it together? Let's try it one more time. You there, Tim?
Yeah, can you see?
Yeah, that's not bad. What'd you do?
I just switched to my phone and put my earbuds in.
Much better. Okay. Everybody hear that? Your brain hurts. Affirm says his brain hurts. Hey, try sitting in this seat right now. Actually, I think this is better. Now, if Brad can just get this side up, then we'll be okay. I think we'll be ready to move on. And yeah, it was your speaker, Tim.
Okay.
So, all right. While Brad's working on getting the site up, because I'm dying to handicap right now. I've got money in my account. I'm ready to go. So, Christy, what many people probably don't know is in 2019, so last year, you had 2 entries and you got 30th and 36th place. That's only been done, what, 5 times in the history of the NHC?
That was what, in 18?
I think it was 2019. Was it 18?
Oh, maybe it was 19. Yeah, yes. It wasn't the one, it wasn't this January, it's the January before. Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's really quite incredible, honestly. Like, think about that for a moment, right? You have 2 entries in the NHC. I think I finished like 800th or something like that. And you get 30th and 36th place. Can you explain how you manage and balance two separate NHC entries? How do you do that? Are you betting the same horse?
I don't follow the logic that most people give you when it came to that sort of thing. Because there are people who are going to tell you, especially after the NHC this year, that the only way to get there are to play long shots. So I went in on day one, obviously with 2 entries. There were a couple races, if I really liked a horse, that maybe I played the same horse on both.
So you would do that?
Yeah, depending on how much I like it and the value there. Yeah, why not? I mean, if I like it, why wouldn't I play that horse on both?
Right.
I have a hard time in the contest, any type of contest, when you have 2 entries, figuring out when you want to bet against yourself also. But the funny thing was, at the end of day one, I probably had $80 or $90 on one entry. And going into day 2, $80 or $90 on that entry, and maybe $10 or $15 on the second one, and didn't have a single horse on the first entry that ever paid over $20 or $22.
Okay.
But on day 2 in the morning, I liked a horse. I don't remember his name. It was the 10 at Gulfstream. And so I played him on the entry without a lot of money because it was 20 to 1 and he won. So now suddenly I had 2 entries with $80 or $90 and I was like, okay, what do I do? And so there I ended up playing a couple, probably more than I had the day before, that I really liked the same, and a couple that were different if I didn't feel that strongly about a race. And on the one entry, I knew I had it up there, but Tim will tell you it came down to the final race of the day at Golden Gate. I told him, I was like, all right, I've got this race or this race. I didn't like the race at Santa Anita. I was like $4 or $5 out maybe. And I had 1 shot left because you can only obviously make so many picks at that. And so I looked at the Golden Gate horse, or the Golden Gate race, told Tim, I really like this Jonathan Wong horse, but I didn't tell him what I played. So I went in and I put in my pick, and my whole table at that NHC was sitting there watching with me. They were probably louder than I were, because when the race went off, I showed them the number that I had played, and that horse won. So that was just enough that I got that one in and had a chance. But it was fun. I'll never forget standing there watching the last race at Golden Gate. I think Tim might have been more excited than I was, because they were all just jumping around and screaming.
Oh, yeah. I was there.
Okay.
I was there. I remember. Yeah. It was a good time. Wasn't Weaver there as well?
Was Weaver with us, Tim?
Didn't Dave get the consolation that year?
Yes.
Yes. That might have been the year. Yeah, he won the consolation. Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
I don't know why
he was sitting right next to me, and he threw the programs on the floor, and so I started handicapping races with the next day's program and betting the wrong horses on the wrong day.
Okay. And for all of Scotty's fans out there,
so I blame Dave.
That's why you should also pay attention to the horses' names. So that if you're looking at the floor here at Aqueduct Race 1 and his name isn't Height, and that's probably not the horse you should play because you're on the wrong day or the wrong
right.
race.
That's how you look at stuff?
I look at the names.
You
Tim
look at
didn't
names.
do that a lot before.
Hold on, let me look at your resume. You didn't get this resume by looking at names. That is for damn sure.
Well, she means that she remembers the names of the horses. I don't ever remember the names of the horses.
I don't remember any of that.
God,
yeah, one of the and to anybody who knows Tim, they'll know what he's like. Like when we went to, might have been the very first time we went to Keeneland. And what I like about Keeneland is they print the horses' names on your ticket. Like if you make like a win bet, and Tim, if you've never gone to the track with him, thinks that when the gate opens, is when you're supposed to be there, not like when the contest starts. So we would be there at Keeneland at, 10:30 in the morning. And there was a horse running at Keeneland. Sorry, that's my kid showing me what's going on in Pokemon Go. And the horse's name was Morning Buzz. So I bet it just for Tim because he had a beer at 10:30 in the morning, and I wanted the ticket that said Morning Buzz on it.
That's why I get there at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. But sometimes like that, the horse won. They have a good name. There used to be a horse that ran. His name was Mom's on Strike that I always bet just because that's my favorite phrase to tell my kids.
So Timmy, what is your best finish in the NHC?
Me?
Yeah.
I've never even made the final round, which is the top 10%.
So let me ask you a question. So for me, I've never really done very good on the win and place fictitious tournaments for whatever reason.
Nor have I.
And you've had a rough time with that as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think that is? Is it because we kind of hit trifectas like you did in the last race and hit that?
If I'm just betting at the track, I very rarely ever make just a win bet.
Right.
Well, I shouldn't say rarely, almost never, ever anymore. I mean, I kind of, my handicapping is all focused around exotics or multi-race wagers in some fashion. So for me to look and pick out a single winner, I don't know, it's just not it hasn't been my forte. I've done
Christy,
much better in these live money tournaments.
I have that same issue. Christy, how do you approach? You're so like methodical at everything that you do. Like when does Christy decide I'm making a bet on this horse?
When do I decide I'm making a bet on a horse?
Yeah, like on the fictitious $2 to win in place, like the NHC format. Like, what does a horse have to look like before you make a decision to put your $2 to win in place on it, or 20 to win in place, whatever? I can't remember what it is.
Right. I think it's $2 to win in place, and you have 10 optional races. So I don't do a lot of
races, and then you have 10 I think it's 10 that you have, or something like 10 optional and 10 that you have to everybody has to play the same race.
So I don't do a lot of the prep where you go through all the races the way some people do, but I do make a chart so I know what type of races there are. Like, which ones are maiden special weights, which ones are claiming. So I could start with the style of races I prefer, and then I would flip through. I was trying to flip through the Gulfstream program here just to see what some of the races are. And so if I found a race that looked like one I might like, part of it then is you have to handicap it, right? If you like a horse that is 5-2, that's obviously not a good optional race. But if you can find a race where you look at it and you really like a horse that is 5-1, although we've got friends who would scream at me for telling you to ever.
I was just gonna say,
a 5-1 horse.
You'll play a 5-1 horse?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, but the thing is you can't be wrong about those very often.
No, but I think that's what you have to figure out. So if you only play the horses that are going to pay as a cap, you could take 18 shots. And how often does a 20 to 1 shot win? So if you have 20 shots, are you only going to hit one? Then you only got $65. But if you know what type of races you like, right? Like what is it you're best at, Scott? Is it 5.5 furlongs on the turf or the dirt? Is it these miles? Or we've got friends who love maiden special weights, or maybe you like the maiden special weights because you know that, in your opinion, way more likely to have a long shot come into those. So you just play those. But yeah, you hit 4 or 5 5-1 shots and you're going to be fine. Plus you got to realize there's also those mandatory races. So you've got 18 total. And that's what he and I sat there and debated before that particular NHC. I said, I don't have to hit 3 20 to 1 shots. I just have to bet the races I like the most and hope my horse comes in. And if he pays $15 and you hit 30% of them or 40% of your picks, or you have a couple long shots maybe that even come in second rather than first, and you're going to get $15 or $20 in place money.
So do you find the mandatory races, guys, for both of you, this question is, do you find the mandatory races tougher?
The mandatory races, I usually just try to pick the horse I think is going to win. Obviously, I haven't had much success in the NHC tournament, so I don't know if you want to listen to my advice or not. But I've kind of gravitated toward, on the mandatory races, just trying to pick the horse that's going to win. And then on the optional races, try to find a value or a bigger price play. Because I think that's what you need to do if you want to try to win the tournament. Now, Christy might not agree with this, but the fact that she got 2 of her entries into the top 10%, which qualifies you for the final round, is miraculous. And the fact that the way she did it by just picking the horses that she thought was going to win, I mean, that even makes it more special, because she was, I mean, you have to hit more than 30% if you're betting 4 and 5 to 1 to get to $175 in 2 days, which is about what the cutoff line typically is for that top 10%. And to do it on 2 entries, I don't think it's even been done 5 times. I think it's been done less than 5 times. But she got them both there. And what did you win, Christy, for getting 30th and 36th place? Over
she won over just over $22,000.
Yeah, $22,000. So that's nothing to sneeze at, for sure.
Yeah.
No. To be honest with you, that feat was so good that to me she got ripped off. So I'm hearing maybe the side is back. Let's just see. I'm sorry about this, guys. This is just for everybody. I apologize. This is terrible. You guys hear me okay now? I turned my mic up a little bit. I'm still struggling here with the site. You guys are up? We'll see.
Yeah, I just got mine to come up.
You did?
Yep.
Let's see here. Let's
and unfortunately, the 3 won the second race at Gulfstream, so I'm not now out of the pick 5.
You're out of it?
After having a $70 horse in the first race.
Oh man,
Jeez.
that actually really sucks. All right, so it looks like we're up. Lynn, you never lost it? That is weird. Yeah. All right, we might be able to go forward now. All right, guys, let's try. Well, I don't know. My internet seems a little slow here, Mike, to be honest with you. Like I've got, when I click on the race, I'm getting like about a 5-second delay. It says Laurel 2, but it's not switching for me. I think I'm having internet issues, to be honest with you. That could be a big part of this problem.
I don't know. My site is down again now.
It is?
Yeah. Equine Edge.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. I just clicked on it and it didn't work. Mike, it's still down.
Scotty jinxed it.
Unbelievable. I blame Putin. Okay, well, I'm not touching that one. You're not getting me with that one. Yeah, the site's still down, Mike. He figured it. Okay, so Brad just told Mike he figured it out and he's working on a fix right now. So it's not the internet. Okay, Angel. All right, so sorry. Okay, let's continue on to this. So, guys, aside from the bigger tournaments, at the tracks, where online can people go to qualify, to try to qualify for the NHC? Because the NHC is in Vegas once a year, and it really is an event, isn't it? It's really a lot of fun. But where can they go? How do you guys approach getting qualifying for the NHC?
Well, the most popular place and the most frequent number of tournaments and way is the horse players and horse tourney sites. They're kind of affiliated with each other, but the horseplayers.com has weekly, if not more often than that, tournaments to qualify for the NHC. And during the week, they have feeder tournaments to try to qualify for the actual tournaments on the weekends. So,
and the feeder tournaments, Tim, are just basically lower, like smaller amount tournaments. You get the feeder and you get to get into some of the bigger qualifying tournaments, correct?
Correct. So you can get in as some of these feeders for as cheap as $12 or $18 during the week, and they're usually 6 to 8 races. And they're what's called a pick and pray, which means you have to make all your selections and put them all in at once. And whoever, depending on the number of entries that are in that feeder tournament, they'll give so many. The top 4, 5, 10, whatever it is, will qualify for the actual tournament that is typically on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There's usually a NHC qualifier each of those days. So that's the way that most people try to qualify. Christy,
do you like the live tournaments, Tim, or do you like the pick and praise?
The $2 mythical tournaments, I don't really like any.
No, but some of the pick and praise. Yeah, I mean, some of you like the live ones like me, but sometimes if you're busy, you can just put your picks in. You can jet and come,
Well, I think the pick and pray tournaments, in my opinion, are more fair, because what happens is if in these live tournaments and these mythical tournaments, if somebody hits long shots early, and you end up with people with $60, $70 after 2 or 3 races, you can't really stick to the same strategy of picking horses that are 5 to 2, 8 to 5, even if you think they're going to win. You just have to start picking horses that are
you really don't like.
20 to 1 horses. You're picking horses that you may never pick if you were betting your own money, but you
mean kind of like what you did in the last race in the tournament win at Del Mar?
Not really. I mean, $1,500 is a lot. You can do a lot with $1,500.
No, that's true. I'm busting
if you've
your
got
ass.
exactas and tries available.
God knows I've won tournament. I've won probably at least 4 or 5 tournaments on the last race.
So
hey, is there anybody, Christy? Is there anybody in horse racing tournaments that has more churn than Tim and I?
I think Dave Weaver might claim he could beat you.
Weaver might claim he's there. I don't know.
Yeah, because Losal has a tournament.
You actually get paid for having the highest churn. I won that before.
Yeah, and we were there when Dave Weaver did not win it. I can't remember who did though, but that was pretty funny because he was going for it, and then I think he lost all of his money on a show bet.
So I was in the lead in a Losal tournament, and I mean I'm betting my lungs out. And then I end up with nothing. I lose. All of a sudden, I get a check in the mail for a couple $1,000s. I think I'm like, what the hell is this?
Nice.
Los Alamitos, and so I often have the highest churn. I'll tell you, I've done pretty good in the Pegasus tournament, but I haven't been able to close it out. I got 3rd in the Pegasus a few years back, but last year, I don't know if you guys remember, after the 8th race, both of my entries were in 1st and 2nd, and I ended up with nothing. How do you do it? Christy, I bet that could never happen to you.
No, I don't think that says anything bad about you at all, though. I mean, think about this. When you go to a live money contest, are you there playing for 1st, or are you there playing for 6th or 7th?
Right.
So you can handicap really well all day. But if you go for the win at the end, you might end up on 0, and it's no reflection of how well you played that day or how well you handicapped, because you went for it all in the last race. Tim's trying to show you his trophy.
Let's see it. Let's see it, Tim. There you go. Which trophy is that?
Christy got me that for Christmas last year.
Okay.
She thought she was being funny.
Okay, so we got, let's see. Oh, Christy, back to, I really wanted to talk about how methodical you are. I mean, you won a tournament, I forget which tournament it was, not too long ago. I'm looking it up right now in my notes, but you didn't even start handicapping until like the 5th race. Which tournament am I talking about?
Most of them.
No, because you were doing like Pokemon with your kids or something.
Right.
It was the Travers tournament.
The Travers tournament, you got 1st place. The Express Bet Travers Challenge. What?
When we did.
Tell us about that, because I find that interesting that you literally didn't even look at anything, and all of a sudden you come in halfway through the card and you win that thing.
I did. It was today's a community day also. That's where I was this morning, and I made a bribe with my kids to be good while I'm on this call if I go and play with them afterwards. But on the Travers, I didn't look at the races ahead of time, and honestly, I didn't for this Del Mar contest because I've been painting my entire house. And but the Travers day, Tim was cracking up because my kids were stealing my phone to go play Pokemon, and I went with them a couple times. I came home. I was like, oh, I wanted to bet the 4. Nat something was the horse's name. So I made a win bet on that horse, watched the race and left, ran around with them, came back for another race, made my bet, left, then came back and tried to focus near the end there. But he knows what kind of races I like sometimes. So I think for that particular day, and even this most recent Del Mar contest, he's like, Christy, the first 2 races are, like a mile and a half. Well, I'm not going to bet a race like that if I don't have to.
Right.
So I didn't even have to worry about it for the first hour. I know I have a reputation of being slow and approaching these a certain way, but sometimes I think you and Tim can both attest to this because you know a lot more than me and look at different facts. Sometimes you can overthink it also. You know how often you asked Tim about pick and praise versus live money?
Yeah.
He looked at the races the night before and handicapped and decided who he liked. And then the next morning he looks at them again in the actual contest and doesn't bet what he liked the night before. And his program is now tossed all across the room because he's mad at himself.
Okay, now
That sounds like the typical handicapper.
Oh,
So on that note, what type of races do you like? Do you really lean more towards just sprint races?
I don't like the ones over a mile because I don't want to watch them. I don't necessarily know if I can't handicap them. I don't like maidens, like maiden claiming races. I will admit those are hard. And your program is helpful with those because it's got more of the information on their breeding and who's going to be better on the dirt or the turf, because I'm not good at knowing that by looking at the names. I mean, I've got a couple sires that I really like and horses that when I see those names, I might give them, like the factor, a horse out of that sort of thing. But your program is helpful with those. I think those are hard. And unfortunately, like Santa Anita, it seems like a lot of their contest ends with a race like that.
So Tim, I would like to go back and talk about when Christy first wanted to get involved in horse racing, okay? Because it's really interesting to me because she's obviously taken what you taught her and you being her mentor, and then she's all of a sudden created her own way of handicapping. Not easy to not play half a card and then all of a sudden go over and win a tournament. But initially, can you bring us all back to how it all started and when Christy got interested in it, just from your point of view, and how what you were showing her and where the interest came from and how she started playing?
Sure. So we met in 2014, 15.
Let's see if he knows. This will be funny to his side of the story.
And for the first couple of years, I was not even betting horses. I had taken a break. So there was no horse racing at all. And then in 16 or 17, we decided to go to Keeneland. And we went, drove to Cincinnati and spent the night, and then drove to Keeneland in the morning. I had been to Keeneland before. Christy had not. And this was not for a tournament or anything. It was just to go to the horse races for a day. And I remember it was a nice sunny day. We walked in there, man. The horse racing bug bit me back, And so that year, I decided that I was going to try to qualify for the NHC again, maybe playing some of these tournaments. And I think I ended up qualifying late in the year on one of the horse tourneys. And I actually went to the NHC that year by myself, and Christy still wasn't betting horses. And the following year, we started going to different tracks, and I think she thought, well, if I'm going to go to these horse tracks with him, I might as well learn to handicap, so I can at least have something to do while he's running to the window every 20 minutes. And so I taught her how to read the racing form, and she's a good student. She's a good listener, and she was really wanted to absorb all this information. And once she started absorbing the information, she wanted to read books and learn more, and thought if she's going to spend her time, because it's 4, 5, 6 hour day at the track, that she wants to be good at it, and she wants to be to make money at it. So, she started reading books and developing her own techniques and how to interpret the information in the form, and then it just evolved from there. And she's much more disciplined than I am. I want to bet every race. I've actually, some of the times I've done better, I've skipped some of the races. So that does help. But she's always got money left at the end. And, you ask her, what kind of a bet she would make. Well, she's not going to bet any race. If there's no contest, she's not going to bet a horse race. I can tell you that. She's never going to pick up a program and say, oh, I'm going to bet some horse races today. She's not into the gambling part as much as she is the contest part.
So you really like the tournament play, Christy, and that kind of captured you. So when you opened up, let's visualize this. So when you opened up the form, what did you look at? Were you looking at running lines? I know you like the buyer for sprint races. That's what you said, anyways, when we talked prior last week. But what is it you're looking at?
I'm trying to think if there's a specific answer to that, because sometimes you look at a race. I mean, have you ever just looked at a race and really liked one particular horse? I mean, or you look at a certain race, and I haven't gone through all of these yet to see who you really like, because there's been more than one race where, I mean, Tim and I have looked at it, and it is hilarious, because he'll say, oh, this race is really tough. I don't know. I wouldn't bet it. And I'll look at it and be like, what are you talking about? This is a great race. There was a Breeders' Cup race like that, and it was the sprint race. And he looked at it and he thought this race looks really hard. And I looked at that race, and it was one of the Ortizes on the 5. I said, you got to bet this race. I love this 5, and he's going to go off 20 or 30 to 1. So if you figure out who to bet him with, it's going to pay really well. And so when I look at a race and I see something that I really like, I will bet it. Tim is wrong about that. I prefer to bet certain tracks like Keeneland or Santa Anita, Del Mar, something I know a little better. I'm probably not going to look at an aqueduct race on my own unless I saw something I really liked and say, okay, yes, let's bet this, just because I don't know that track as well. So I don't have a strong opinion on the jockeys or the trainers and some of the people in it. But occasionally you'll look at it and you'll say, okay, which race? We could do this with a race that's coming up. I don't know which one is next, but I might look at it and say, well, when I look at this race, I think this horse is a huge value. He's dropping. He looks like he's going to run a lot better, and his odds were 15 to 1. And I'll decide that's what I want to bet. But I don't necessarily have, I think part of the difference is between Tim and I is he started off betting all the time, right?
Right.
And if you're a bettor, a lot of times I think you have a certain bet you prefer, be it a large win bet, or in Tim's particular case, he always seemed to bet a certain type of exacta. And I've never looked at a race like that because I never bet before I learned to handicap. So when I look at a race, I might say, well, I really like this horse. And we did this at a Keeneland contest. I bet one race and he laughed so hard at me. He's like, what'd you bet? I was like, I bet like $400 to show on this horse, but it was going to pay $15 to show for $1. And I liked that horse. I didn't think he could win. Couldn't have told you he was going to win the race. But because I don't have any, I mean, you saw your reaction to that same comment, right?
Yeah.
You're thinking, Scott, you're the same way as Tim. Who would do that? But I don't have any preconceived notions. And $400.
But okay, so I got to dig deeper on this, Christy. What are you looking at though? Like, I know you would like something. Do you consider yourself just a good bettor or gut feeling, or what are you using? I mean, you're not just using a buyer. I mean, I know you use Equine Edge a little bit. I know that, but you didn't start there, obviously. But what is it when you open up the form? What are you looking at? I mean, there's got to be something specific, a go-to or something you look at, and something you would look at when you handicap. I mean, all of us do. Like, if I'm using the racing form, which I don't anymore, obviously, but if I was, I'm looking at pace. I'm a big pace player, so I'll look at the call times and the running lines, right? And I'll look at that, and maybe I'll use the buyer as a guide to see if the 3 races in a row the buyers are improving, if there's a pattern of improvement, something like that. What do you do?
I think I look at all of that. I mean, let's say which race is coming up next?
I'd love to know. I have no idea.
Gulfstream Park Race 3.
Go get my remote.
I can't even look at. I'm literally this. I guess this is a pretty severe issue we're having right now.
Okay.
What a drag, but that's okay. We still have a lot to talk about. Maybe I'll pull up my form.
I'll pull up Aqueduct 3.
Yeah, you guys got to tell us what to bet. I'll bet. Maybe we should change the format of this, right? So you guys start using your forms and tell me what to bet.
So Aqueduct 3 hasn't gone off yet, has it?
No. Gulfstream 3 is getting ready to go.
That's what it's like to handicap without Equine Edge. To be honest with you, it's no fun.
But Aqueduct 3 is 6 furlongs. What's a Gulfstream? Tim, you could ask him about Gulfstream.
Well, Gulfstream 3 is coming up.
2 minutes to post.
2 minutes
actually
to post,
1 minute.
Which, by the way, they're doing a great job, wonderful job
there's no drag anymore.
No drag, which is fantastic.
Oh, shoot, mile on the turf. Okay.
So the 2 and the 8, in my opinion, are the 2 horses here at Gulfstream, but they're 3-1 and 8-5. I think I looked at this. I can't get on Equine Edge now, but I think that the GSR on the 2 is 80 on the turf, and you're getting Bill Mott off of somewhat of a layoff. So I like the 2 and the 8.
So, and when Tim says that, I would say look at the 3 because he's only won 1 race on the turf. I like this trainer, but he's getting ready for his 2nd race on the turf. And he's out of Tappet. So I always assume they're going to improve their 2nd try on the turf.
So he definitely wants. Well, it's interesting. He's better sprinting on the turf from what our GSR suggests, and then on the dirt, it's longer, right? So that's really interesting. So he is a Scotty long shot. So that's interesting. I don't know I doubt the ticket generator works, but let's see. We'll do a ticket here and see if we can get the ticket generator to produce a ticket. There's just no way it's going to. I don't even know why I did that. So, one thing, Tim, that you do, you'll take, from what I remember, you'll take the top 3 numbers, the top, like the Scotty, and you'll take what was that, 4-8, 3-4-8, something like that, right? And you'll just box them. That also, by the way, I've been doing that with the GSR numbers, and that's been working really great.
He liked the 2-8 though. He wouldn't like the 4.
He wouldn't like the 4?
Mm-mm.
Why?
He doesn't
I like the 4. I mean, I've seen this 8. I think this 8 is first time trying turf today, but I saw.
Well, let's see here. So the top picks in the lead, the Scotty long shots in 2nd, and the 2's running good. Tim, are you very good at looking at this point on the backside to see how a horse will do? Like, who's moving the best right now?
I'd like to see the fraction, which
47-2 for the half, 23-3 for the quarter.
I mean, that to me, that's a nice easy pace.
For a 7-5 favorite to be moving easy like that, but I tell you what, the 2 looks loaded right now.
I think the 2 is the best horse in the race. I hope it comes to 8.
Well, I think the 8 had an easy lead though. 111 and 2 is pretty slow, so it's gonna come down to those 2 for sure.
He's sitting like a statue on this 8 right now.
Yeah. Oh, the 10 horse hit the rail and fell. But it's gonna be 8-2.
Yep.
That help you at all?
Yeah, 8-2-3 is perfect.
Yeah, it came in 8-2-6, unfortunately.
So the 3 got passed at the wire.
Yeah, 3 got past at the wire.
Well, they weren't my trifecta. But I did have a significant exacta bet on the 8-2. So
Tim, this year, so you got 3rd place in the Santa Anita February Challenge, 5th place in the Ultimate Betting Challenge, 2nd in the Santa Anita April Challenge. Keeneland, you got 13th place in the Grade 1 Gamble, 17th place in the Spa and Surf Showdown. You won the Naira Belmont Pimlico contest and the Del Mar Fall Handicapping Challenge. So you seem to be on a bit of a roll right now. What's different? Like, what's going on with you?
Well,
not different. I mean, you're obviously you've done well for years, but you're having a good year, really good year.
Yeah, I played in a lot of tournaments, and so there's a lot on there of misses that you don't see. Because of COVID, I think we've played in tournaments about every weekend.
Yeah.
And when you asked for my resume, I did put at the bottom that make sure you tell everybody that I played in the BCBC the last 2 years and haven't won a single race either day, either year. So 4 days of Breeders' Cup races, I've never cashed a ticket. So it's that's kind of the horse racing world in a nutshell. I mean, for me, I'm never going to end up a tournament with a few $100s left. I'm going to try to win or try to get in the money, or I'm going to end up on 0. And I think you play the same way, Scotty. So.
Well, I am. Christy, I don't know. Do you look at the GSR much? I know Tim does.
Yes. That was the first thing he told me about Equine Edge that he liked the best.
Yeah.
And
it's a really good number. And what's great about this number is it's good on all surfaces. So it doesn't matter the distance. It doesn't matter the track. And, but how do you not let it sway you, but use it? Like Tim, Christy, are you guys good at getting information, processing it? I think that's the key to being successful in horse racing is being able to take different data. Like you got the Scotty picks, you got the Scotty long shot, you got the Scotty win percentage, you got the SOR, you've got the GSR. How do you take all this information and process it? I know it's a kind of a loaded question, but I do think that's the key to being successful or not successful is making the right decision on when to play. Because it seems like many times when we're not on a roll, we're zigging and zagging, and it's always going the wrong direction for us.
I think, I use all these tools that I have. I still use the DRF just because I've been using that for 40 years. But there's a lot of things in Equine Edge that I use now and incorporated in. Never was much of a pedigree handicapper, but the pedigree is so important as that I've learned. And so the GSR helps me a lot. And some of the GSRs on older horses, I don't think it's really that pertinent, so I don't pay that much attention to it. But on the turf races, and especially the younger horses, the dirt and the turf, I'd say the GSR I use a lot, and it does affect the decision of what I'm going to bet on that race. Because it plays into it a lot. I think the strength of the race, the SOR that's on the Equine Edge, is very important too, because what it does is it can tell you the types of horses or the level or class of horses that the horse you're looking at has been running against without you having to do all that detail work. I mean, it kind of puts it into a simple numeric form, and so it's easy to look at and say, that this horse has not been running against the level or the class of horses that these two have been. And
Well,
you weigh that in. You have to weigh that in.
GSR
You can't use that as a single determining factor of who you're going to play,
No.
but it certainly figures in and factors in to putting the structure of what you're going to play on that race together.
The GSR is so good that I think the SOR gets overlooked because, you know, the reason why we came up with the SOR, strength of race, is because when you're looking at past performances, I never understood having 3 names of horses that finished first, second, and third. And unless you've got some super memory, photographic memory, you're supposed to remember how good those horses were. I think that might apply to like grade 1 horses and stuff like that, but it didn't really help me. And so I wanted to come up with something because, as you guys know, every 32,000 maiden claimer or 32,000 claimer or whatever, they're not the same.
No.
They're different, and the distances are different in all of them. So it's really important. And I think the combination of this GSR and SOR here is really good. You can see the 2-horse. I'm not a big overlay guy, but the 2-horse, I also see the 6-horse getting play. I see the 7-horse getting play, but the 2-horse has got a pretty big GSR, 5 points ahead, 7-2 on the morning line. How would you approach a horse like this, guys? Would you? It's 7-1 right now. Like, would you get swayed by the current betting, the live odds?
It's easy to get swayed by the live odds, and I try not to even look at that, to be honest with you. And the morning lines are so bad at some of the tracks that you can't really pay attention to those. I haven't really looked at this race. I assume you're looking at Tampa 3. Is that what's up?
Yeah.
Tampa sometimes has some really bad races. This actually looks like it's some kind of a stakes race for Florida bred. So
Let's see. They're at the gate. So I'm gonna key the 2-horse. I mean, it's the top GSR. I'm gonna key this horse. It's never been this distance. I'm gonna do an exacta box 2 with the 6, and then I'm gonna do the exacta box 2 with the 5.
I mean, this is
All right, so let's.
This is a tough race because you've got 3 or 4 of these horses coming out of the same race. You've got some horses that are shipping in. You've got a handful of trainers that don't typically run at Tampa. They're in this race.
Well, I like the move right now. The jockey on the 2 took the horse to the outside. Seems to have a lot of horse. I'm just going based on the number. I mean, I'm not an overlay player per se, but I like when a horse has never been to surface and distance, has a decent win percentage, doesn't have to be huge, and then has the top GSR. So that's pretty fast paced. The 5 is going all out. The 7's really cruising, running pretty easily. And so the way I played this, I only need the 2 to be second. But he is an overlay too. That's why I don't love overlays, but we'll see. I can't really tell if he's coming or not. I can't tell. 7 seems to be running easy though.
It's a great name on the 7.
Jackson.
I knew you'd say that. That's our oldest son's name. They're the one that gave me COVID. So
So the 3-horse won the race. Going to come in 3, 7, 6. Well, let's see what happened there. It was a 3-horse, 5-1.
Let's see. I recognize the name of the third.
Chivalry.
Yeah, where's he from? I recognize that horse's name.
Are we up? No.
Looks like that though.
Oh yeah, I know. So you're gonna see the screen like you can see mine. It's gonna appear like it's up and working, and Brad's working on it right now. But I guess this is a pretty bad issue that we're having on this one. So guys, are they gonna run? Are they gonna do the NHC this year? Like, are people gonna be able to go to Vegas and actually play?
In
well,
August.
they rescheduled it. It's typically
Okay.
the second week in February. They rescheduled it for August 27th through the 29th.
Okay.
The season is still going to end.
So it's going to end in January still, though?
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to cut off in mid-January. So you got like 20 some days or 30 days to qualify if you haven't qualified yet. And then there's
I better get my ass in gear. I haven't really played.
There's not that many opportunities left. I just hate trying to qualify on these $2 mythical type tournaments.
Yeah.
Fortunately for Christy and I, back in February, we did well in a Santa Anita tournament, and so we got an NHC seat like 2 weeks after last year's tournament ended. So kind of checked that box off the list and didn't have to spend a lot of time playing in these NHC tournaments online to try to qualify.
Well, because that wouldn't be any fun if one of you qualified and the other one didn't. That Vegas trip wouldn't be as much fun.
I don't know if I'd be allowed to go.
Tim, I don't know if Christy qualifies for the NHC, which she did, and you didn't. I'm not sure what that household. What is it like? Are you guys competitive with each other at all? I feel like Christy's somewhat competitive. Are you, Christy?
So the first year we ever went to the NHC, we came back and I had won money that year in the consolation prize, in the consolation tournament. This was my first year out there and no idea what I was doing. So I couldn't complain. And we came back and there was a free contest like the next week, that Saturday or Sunday. And I hadn't even paid to join the NHC. So I'm emailing Holly Short, who's absolutely amazing, right before the contest goes off. How do I enter this? I don't remember my username or password. Can you help me? And she took care of it. And I got second or third.
So if you've ever played in one of these free contests,
there's
Scotty,
2,000 people.
Right.
Anybody that signed up as an NHC tour member can sign up for these free contests. But you can have one entry and they end up getting like 3,000 people. And you have to finish in the top 3 to qualify for the NHC.
Right.
So, Christy, here she is, getting third place out of 3,000 people or something.
In one of her first tournaments?
After we just got back from the NHC, yeah.
Insane.
And so,
those things are, to me, are just a real crapshoot.
But I did tease Tim for like the next 2 months because I was qualified and he was not.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure Tim was playing in every tournament he could.
It suddenly mattered a lot to him. And I think that was the year we went to Keeneland. And I won. Did I win a BCBC on Saturday? And so he, of course, had to win a BCBC and an NHC on the Sunday contest at Keeneland so that he would be even and didn't have to listen to my crap anymore.
So what do you guys do when there's conflicting information? So Aqueduct, we've got the 2, 3, 6, the Scotty picks. Then you've got a top GSR and a horse running pretty good in the 8-horse Bronx Bomber. I mean, Christy's just going to go by a name. Which name do you like, Christy?
All right. And Aqueduct race 3?
Yeah. They're loading.
They scratched the 3.
3 scratched?
Yeah. Looks like it to me.
It is scratched. Power Painter. All right.
Oh,
It's part of the site being down right now.
how about the 6?
6-horse steam engine.
Yeah.
All right. Steam engine, and we'll do the 2-horse South Africa, and we'll do the 8 Bronx Bomber. So we'll do 2, 6, 8 if we can get it in. Oh, we missed it, didn't we? All right. Well, we got to watch it at least to see how you would have done, Christy. Let's see. Let's see how your hunches are.
Ooh, yeah, the 8.
So one thing about the NHC, Scott, you meet some really nice people out there.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I only tried to qualify one time. I did qualify and went out there, and I didn't have any success. But it's how do you guys look for long shot? That's a 6-horse in the lead. That's the Scotty long shot. Christy, your legend is going to grow and grow and grow if this 6-horse wins. I'll tell you that. I mean, maybe we'll change it from Scotty long shot to Christy's long shot.
Scotty, it's funny to me how often I look at a program and I like a horse and you agree with me, like your program does.
He's gonna have to settle for third, but that was a good call. 1-2-6 ran good. So what were you saying? What were you saying, Christy?
Oh, I think I interrupted Tim.
Oh,
your program. I will look at a race quite often, and whoever I like is usually in your top three. Like it's either your first or second or your long shot. It cracks me up because I'm not quite sure what all goes into it. But obviously, whatever I look at when I'm handicapping these is very similar to what Equine Edge is looking at.
Well, and I think a lot of people have said to me that the way they approach handicapping is before they go look and get influence, they want to look at whatever they look at and then confirm with the numbers because if it matches up, then it just gives them more confirmation. I'll tell you this, the key to winning a lot of money is not necessarily taking these 3 to 5 shots and keying them in horizontals or even as your top pick. The key is being confident in whatever it is you're going to play. So if you play a long shot that's 10-1, have confidence and play it that way. I noticed that most of us, if there's a 3 to 5 shot, well, okay, that's where we'll play $100. But if there's a 8-1 shot, we're playing $10. We're not spreading out in the other legs. That is a problem. How do you guys approach that? Because you need to have confidence. So whatever is gonna do that for you, I think it's important that you have confidence in whatever it is you're going to play. And it can't just be because the morning line odds was 3 to 5 or the live odds is 3 to 5. So how do you guys approach that?
Not very well.
I doubt that's true.
Good example, I played in the Spa and Surf Showdown, which was an online tournament at Saratoga and Del Mar, a 2-day tournament where it was a mythical tournament, $2 win in place. But it was live, so you made your picks as the contest went on. So, all the Saratoga races were in the contest, and then Del Mar would run after that. So it was a long day, 2 days in a row. So you end up with, 40 races over 2 days. Now, first place in that tournament was $200 and some $1,000. So it was a big tournament. There were a lot of players, 400 or 500 players in it. And I picked horses out and I put my picks in, and over the 2 days, I would say 5 or 6 times, because I listened to analysts on TV or, I kept looking and find something different. Maybe I heard somebody give an opinion and I thought, well, I didn't consider that. And then I went and changed my pick, and it cost me $100 over 2 days, which would have, equated to almost, would have put me almost in first place had I not changed my opinion and changed my picks at the last minute on those 4 or 5 races. So I think once you make up your mind, just stick with it and turn everything else off. Turn the sound down on TVG, turn whatever, and go get a beer or something and wait for the race to come on. Because I did throw my program more than once that day because I had put a pick in and changed my mind, and the pick that I changed ended up winning the race.
Yeah, that's the worst feeling in the world. I understand it. Christy, a little birdie told me possibly that you were ahead of Tim in NHC points this year. Is that true?
Yes, I am, by exactly 3 points.
3 points. Now, Tim would argue that maybe it's kind of manipulated the way the system, how they calculate the points. Is that correct, Tim?
It is.
It's totally bogus the way they do it.
So can you try to explain why she's ahead of you, Tim? Because you've had a really good year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some of these tournaments. So the NHC has a tour, and anytime it's a year-long tour, and you accumulate points based on how well you do in an NHC affiliated contest. So if you're in a contest and they're giving away an NHC seat, then based on the number of entries in that contest and how well you do, you can earn points.
Right.
Or if you play in an online NHC qualifier on horse players or horse attorneys, depending on how well you do, you earn points. So these points are awarded based on the number of entries in the tournament and then how well you end up finishing. Points get awarded for the top 10%. So if there are 300 entries, the top 30 qualifiers, although they may not win any prizes, if you get 20th, let's say, you're still in the top 10% and you get points accumulated on this NHC tour. And then they take your top 7 scores for the year and add them up, and that's your total accumulated points for the year. So your top 7 tournament scores in an NHC related or affiliated tournament is how they determine, the standings.
Now, what's your best finish, Tim, in the NHC tour?
I think 16th. 2 years ago, I led the tour for the first half of the year, but what happened is I had a lot of scores that I couldn't really improve on.
Right.
And 2 years ago, the way they awarded points was you get more points for if you're on site playing the tournament versus playing online.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
To help the track.
So, for instance, Christy 2 years ago played in a tournament at Keeneland, and they get 300 entries on Saturday. It's a $400 tournament. And she ended up winning that tournament, and that's where she won that BCBC seat. But getting first place on an on-site tournament with 300 or 400 entries gets you like 4,000 points, which is about the max you can get in any one event. Now, this year, they've had to redo it all because there aren't any on-site tournaments. So most of I think they're awarding the same for online and on-site this year. But anyway, if you add up our 7 scores for the year, she's got 18,002 points, and I have 17,999.
That's amazing. It's amazing.
There's got to be something wrong with the scoring.
No, it's that I beat you at Santa Anita. So when I won the Santa Anita contest, how he mentioned he got 3rd in one earlier this year, but he didn't say who beat him in it. It had a lot more people, so that was worth more points than the Del Mar.
Okay. So the more entrants and the more points there are as well.
Right. So like the BCBC, even though I didn't finish that high in it, I got points for that because there's so many people in that contest. I had over 400 people, so where did I finish?
13.
Do you remember? I don't remember.
13.
Christy, we've got Fairgrounds race number 2 coming up, and so Christy, when you look at the names here, what stands out? We all want to make some money right now. Since the program's not working, there's got to be you gotta go by your intuition, okay?
Well, I think Tim's got to bet the 8. Corona's girl. He's got Corona.
There you go. Mardi Gras? What about Mardi Gras Paint? The 2 horse. That's a top GSR. The horses earned $453,000. You're getting 6-1 right now, 2 wins in 1 second. That seems like a place to go. The 6 horses, the Scotty's second pick, that one's getting bet. Looks like 24%. I can't really see. And the 9 horse, I mean, maybe 269. I don't know if I could play against the Scotty long shot. Gale Force wins. That's what it feels like right now. But I also, Mardi Gras sounds like a lot of fun. If there was anything with alcohol here, I'd probably bet that one. I got to break out my Belvedere. Belvini, I got to break that out. I need some scotch. That's what I need. Yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, there's some ice in there, big cubes in there. You'll see that there. Absolutely. You know what? I'm gonna have a double, please. Mike's playing bartender right now. Listen, we're gamblers, right? So I've got to have action right now. So, Christy, I just want 1 horse from you, Christy.
You don't even have a program at Fairgrounds, do you?
No, I did not.
Oh, you don't. So are you looking at Are you able to get Equine Edge up and just look at the names?
Well, I can on my computer, but I was afraid it would screw up this.
Oh, it might. Okay, gotcha.
So I didn't want. So I've just been looking at the screen that you have pulled up for us.
Oh, okay. Well, now I've got this. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so we're gonna be. I'm just gonna do 239. I'm gonna go with the. I gotta go with the top GSR, top Scotty pick, and go with the Scotty long shot. So I'm gonna try to beat the 6 horse. Okay.
Okay.
This is just getting open. This is a gift from my stepfather, David. I know he's watching. Shout out to David. This is for you. All right. And then look, how about this? I got a gift, a moving gift here, and I can actually make my big cube. I can make that ice. So I'm gonna drink that. So Tim, do you have a form out or anything that you're looking at? I should probably just break out the form and stop screwing around right now. Is what we should do.
I want to know if the 6 and the 12 are related since they both have the same. They both got Jess in the name.
All right, so I did 239. Let's watch the race. By the way, these are quarter horses, so the system does quarter horses, no problem. By the way, Sue, I'm slow to. Oh shit. Is that 2-3, right? Is that what just happened there? 2 was out. I think that's the top GSR right there that just won. I think we just hit that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. It's I can't even see the win percentage. The only thing that's showing is the GSR and the Scotty picks. So what? Hey, if all you got is the GSR and the Scotty picks, there's nothing wrong with that. By the way, I just got a 5-1 over a 7-1 just using. I see the SOR. Yeah, I can see the SOR. Right, Justin, you got that? Yeah, Justin's excited, so you know he had that. Yeah, it's good stuff. Cheers, everybody. Hey guys, thanks for coming on the show. I mean, this has been a clusterfuck, but what the hell?
Well, yeah, I appreciate you having me on. And, sound a little.
Hey, look how far out the 2 and 3 are right now. They are literally in like the 7 path.
Yeah.
But I think the 3 gets up for second, 5-1 over 7-1. So that was the top GSR over the Scotty long shot is what that was. Let's take a look. So there. Oh, actually, there's a top 2 GSRs as well. So if you only played it like that, is the 3 going to get taken down, Justin? You got that, James? Good. I mean, hey, listen. I know us horse players. If we've only got one leg, one arm, whatever we got, guys, we're going to find a way to play and get a bet in, aren't we?
Yes.
Well, that doesn't apply to Christy. What are you looking at, Tim? Is that not true?
Yeah,
Tim, I know.
I just bet this race at Gulfstream, so I boxed. I really like the 5. He's just got bet down to 1-1, but I also like the 4. So I'm going to box the 4 and the 5. 4 is a price, 13-1. I think the 3 is going to have to run late, which I don't think will help.
All right, so we're on the Gulfstream part. Hold on here. Okay.
I'm boxing the 4 and the 5 for exact to box.
Let's see if it pops up. Man, I mean, all right, so we're going to sort the GSR. Interesting horse is the favorite, the 5 horse, because it's got a really high SOR. It's done well.
I think this 5 is beast. I think he wins.
I think it looks pretty chalky here between the 3 and the 5.
Well, I think the 3 is going to get so far behind that I don't think. We'll see.
I gotta watch my mouth. I know. It's once in a while. I think I deserve the drink. I deserve to like let it out a little bit. Gulfstream's running. It looks pretty chalky to me. But I'd like to watch the race anyways. Did you bet it, Tim?
I did.
What'd you bet so we can all root for you?
I boxed the 4 and the 5 in an exacta box, and I bought.
You went away from the Scotty, the 5 horses, but you went away from the Scotty picks.
Well,
the 3. What was it about the 4 you liked?
Well, I like the fact he's coming from Belmont, and I think that he's improving. Now, whether he runs a good race, I don't know if he will or not.
I can't tell.
I didn't
He's
like the
struggling
3
a little
at all.
bit, but I think they're all struggling. I can't tell. I would say he could end up getting second. I don't know that any one of these want to get second right now, but he's really getting a
He's
tough
on
trip
the
in
wrong-
between the 1 and the 2.
He's on the wrong lead right now. So
Wrong lead as well. So the 5
yeah,
looks
the
like
5 won
5-6-2.
yeah, he won for fun. So
5-6-2. You can't go look at that's the top Scotty pick over the Scotty long shot. I mean, I just couldn't get that bet in soon enough. Why the hell does Gulfstream Park have to run on time? If they run like normal, I wouldn't have bet. So,
well, I'm
So,
really
Tim,
just
you had-
because I singled the 5 in the pick 5 that I got knocked out of.
right.
I singled the 5 in that leg, and then I had all in the next leg. So I hit race 1 and paid $74, and then I lost race 2, and then I've hit race 3 and 4, and then I had all in the last leg.
So, Christy, how much time when you're playing in the NHC in 2019 when your entries came in, you did so well coming in 30th and 36th. Did you pre-handicap? Like, did you have kind of an idea of what you were looking for ahead of time? Like, how'd you prepare for the tournament?
No, because I don't like to handicap a race before I know the scratches. I don't know how people do that, because what if there were 2 speed horses and one of them scratches? And
So you are looking at pace then.
yeah, but that might change.
I got to dig this shit out of you, Christy, right now. Like, what are you looking at?
All I did ahead of
I
time
can't
for the-
figure it out either.
all I did ahead of time was I made a chart of the type of races. That way, any race with only 4 or 5 horses or like a 1 to 5 shot that might, that looked like he was probably going to win. Through those.
Okay, well, you say, I'm sorry to take you back, but you say you make a chart of all the races. What does the chart look like? What is that chart?
I had like all the tracks, right? How many runners are in it? And then if
How many runners? Okay, so you got we're getting to the core.
Yep.
So how many runners? Okay.
And then if it's a claiming allowance or stakes race.
Why does that matter?
Well, because I wanted to know which ones more so I know which ones were maiden special weights and which ones weren't, or like a bunch of 2-year-olds.
So you want to stay away from the 2-year-old races, the special weight races. Is that true?
It just depends. I don't like a lot of those. Occasionally, though, I'll find one where I like it, and it'll be well worth playing.
What would be a case in which you would like a maiden race that's well worth playing?
I can't tell you that until I see who's in it.
You're killing me right now.
But
I'm
it's
setting
like,
you up perfectly for this.
Tim was talking about that Fall and Surf, right? The contest.
Right?
There was a horse, and what was his name? Wayfire? You remember?
Yeah, I do, because
Tim was
I changed. That was one I changed my pick.
And it was funny because so in that particular race, there were 2 horses that were like 3 to 5. And, the big trainers. And there was this horse named Wayfire. And when I looked at him, what I liked was this horse had run before. So say you've got a bunch of first-time starters and 1 or 2 horses that have run before. I like those horses. So in this particular case, the horse was like 10 to 1 because these other 2 were set short odds. But I really liked him. And luckily, I sat there and ignored Tim, who went on and on about these other 2 horses. I never changed my pick. I left him in, and he won. So it paid really well. So, but you know what I mean? So occasionally, you'll look at a maiden special weight. But it's good to know in general, I think, when you look at that, to be able to see that, okay, there's 100 races, right? Maybe on Friday at the NHC. But of those 100, 25 maybe 5 horses are left. Or as you were kind of glancing through to see how many were in them, you see a couple that have like a 1 to 5 shot that you think is going to win. So is it really worth even handicapping that race or betting it when the day comes? But Tim likes the races with like big fields. So he'll glance at that with me and pick the races that have 10 or 12 horses because he likes them.
Right. Okay, so right now we're gonna focus on Tampa as they're at the gate. And the top GSR is the 1 horse, is also the top Scotty pick. So that means something to me. 5 horses getting bet, but he's not in the Scotty picks, and he's got a low GSR. So, Tim, how would you approach a race like this?
Caught me off guard. I don't
I mean,
even have it pulled up.
Do you strictly look at past performances, or let's just say you don't really have any time and you want some action? Will you just take the top three Scotty picks for the GSR?
Gosh, you know that never happens, right? That I just need action.
I mean, the Scotty long shot's getting bet and has a good win percentage, so I'm just going to take the top three Scotty picks and I'm going to box them.
So yeah, so this is a good race. Let me get it pulled up on Equine Edge. It's because I'm using my phone. I can't really see anything. I have to pull that up on my. But this is, for me, this would be a good race that I would look at the GSR. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the GSR in this race, the 8 has a really high GSR.
It does.
Has done nothing so far. So does that mean that he potentially could? Yeah, potentially. That doesn't mean I'm going to bet him.
Well, here's the thing. The 8 horse has had 4 tries. So to me, what I would do, this is how I would do it. I eliminate the 8, and then I'm looking at the 1, 4, 6, something like that. Well, the 6 is no, I take that back. So I would eliminate the 6 horse because the 6 horse has had the 6 horse only had 1 try and broke bat at 129-1. I don't like that. So I would eliminate this horse. So I'm looking at 149, which is the top 3 Scotty picks. So I think a 149 exacta box. The cool thing about it is you can do that quickly, right? So, I mean, if you want action, if it comes in, you got a 5-1 over a 3-1 over a 9-2. So if that comes in and we beat the 5 horse, who's not in the top 2 Scotty picks, has a low GSR. This horse dueled last time out, dropping class a little bit, but that was a weak SOR. Does cut back in distance and has some speed. And so I didn't get a chance to look at it, but we don't know how many of these first-time starters have speed. And I don't like the 9 horse coming out of a 38 SOR. I will say that. It's getting bet, and it's a Scotty long shot. But the 4 horse is coming out of some nice races. My guess is the 4 horse will probably run good. But let's watch the race.
This is the kind of race, if you look at it, and unless you're absolutely looking for something to bet on, it's probably one you would skip.
Ooh, well, that horse is getting scratched. I know that. I think that looks like the 6 horse.
Yeah, which I never do.
I don't know what you guys' opinion is on that, but that horse just flipped, right? And probably is fine, but it's 45-1. The odds don't matter. A horse like this should be scratched every single time.
Every time.
And
if they don't scratch him and they let him run, then if you have time to change your ticket, you should take him off your ticket.
Yeah, no, for sure. What do you guys think when horses leave souvenirs right when they're going into the gate? Do you like them? Gotta laugh at it, Christy.
I know Weaver does.
Yeah, Weaver. I hate listen. If a horse craps on the track right when he comes onto the track, a little nervous, that doesn't bother me. But right when they're about to run, if they're that nervous that they're crapping, I don't like it personally. I don't know if you have time to be able to get, to cancel your ticket, but I personally don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not a.
Look at, they just put that 6 horse into the gate after flipping. I totally disagree with this. It's not a judgment. It's just it's ridiculous. It honestly is. The horse just flipped it on its back.
Well, you're doing a disservice to the bettors. Anybody that has a 6 horse, is dead money, in my opinion. Right? I shouldn't say never, but 99% of the time, these horses never finish in the money. I mean, at 47-1, he probably wasn't going to anyway.
Chrissy says they're dropping a little bit of weight before the race. Well,
there you go.
That's one way of looking at it, Chrissy.
Yeah, I don't think that helps.
Hey, listen, our people in chat, that they've got great senses of humor. Hey, sorry about all the issues we've been having. The site, I guess, I know Brad's working really hard, guys, and I'm so sorry, but I guess this was a pretty major bug. I won't know what the cause of it was, but not surprisingly, the 6 horses in last place. The 8 horse at 78-1 probably won't last. Tim, did you bet this race?
I did not. That's how bad a race it is. Even I skipped it.
I just covered the top three, the top two Scotty picks and the Scotty long shot, but the top Scotty pick is in last, I guess, right? Where's the one? Do you see the one anywhere? Not even on the screen. Where's the one? The horse break bad?
See, so let's go back to your program. The 8, like I said, is the top.
Yeah, but the 8's going to stop to me. Like
he is.
I think he's genius in that because the horse actually ran good. The one's not even running.
He still outran his
absolute
odds.
Crap. And now the 5 is stopping. The 9's going to win the damn race. Maybe the 7 could catch it, and the 5's going to spit the bit. And the Scotty long shot's going to win the race.
Pioneer Woman. It's a great name.
Which, by the way, Pioneer Woman.
Yeah.
That's you, Christy.
Yep, it's a great name.
Like, I'm surprised you didn't mention that as a hunch.
I like the name Pioneer Woman, and honestly, Tim would tell you that the second favorite name there would have been for me, Dude's Lawyer. I call everybody a dude.
I do too. It's terrible. Yeah. It's absolutely terrible. What up, Michael? Yeah, I do too. I got to stop doing that. I mean, literally everybody's a dude. Even girls in my life, I call them dude. I don't know what it is. This Belvini is actually really good, guys. You ever had it?
What is it?
Belvini, Scotch.
Oh, no, I'm not a Scotch drinker. Remember when we went to dinner that night?
I was just going to mention that. We were drinking Scotch, weren't we?
You were drinking Macallan 15, I think.
I was drinking Macallan.
And I was drinking Chardonnay, I think. And,
Chardonnay, that's so gay.
I know. Way too much of it, too. And you had way too much Scotch.
Hey, listen, you know what? I give you a lot of credit for saying that out loud, honestly. If you're going to drink Chardonnay, I can see you drinking Chardonnay like maybe like during the day, you know what I mean? Like, but at night, we were at night, me, you, and Christy and Tony were at night, we're having dinner, having a good time, steaks, and you order a Chardonnay.
Hey, I'm a Bud Light guy, so anybody that knows me, and Weaver will attest to this because he and I drank a lot of Bud Lights together. But so I'll drink Bud Light all day long. But at dinner, it kind of fills you up. So I was looking for something a little lighter.
Wait, did you say Bud Light fills you up? That's getting worse and worse all the time.
if you drink 20 of them, which is what it takes to give me a buzz.
Oh, okay. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Okay, please click on the bell so you don't miss anything. If you don't want to miss anything, then click on the bell. Also, stay connected with us. If you want, join the VIP Facebook group, because what we are trying to do with the Facebook group is create a new social channel that might be able to bring something new to horse racing, right? To the horse racing community. And I think we've done that. And people actively come for conversation to the show and all that. It's so much more actually supportive, and you can actually have dialogue, and there's a lot of people give tips on there. If you looked at what Justin put out on the show the last couple of days, it's been off the charts, like pretty amazing. Guys,
so
I better
box
go down.
The 489 here at Aqueduct.
I'm actually I've got a buzz right now, and that's how much of a lightweight I am. The truth is, I'm drinking this right now, but I needed it, but I'm not really much of a drinker. But when we went out to dinner, was I drunk?
Yes.
I was? I knew, you know what, Tim, you wouldn't remember, but I knew Christy would.
Well, he laughs because I drank brambles with you guys, but I told you about my favorite quote from the Legends of Bag of Balance because your volume cells had died. You both got louder as we were sitting there.
So Christy says Jefferson's Ocean Bourbon, best sipping bourbon for playing the races. All right.
How'd it come in, Tim?
That sounds fantastic. Mm-hmm. Where are we going right now? Where are we going?
I think.
Are we going to Aqueduct? Are we going to Laurel, or where are we going?
We watched Aqueduct 4, but it's pure fog. I couldn't see who crossed.
I think the Scotty Long Shot won at 8-1. The 6 horse.
Who won?
I think the 8. or the 6 at 8-1, I think.
That's a great name too. Giggle Factory.
But I mean, the track doesn't even know who won because they've got no results posted or anything.
That's why I couldn't tell. You see that nice view?
Scotty, have you ever been to Aqueduct?
I've never been to Aqueduct.
Okay.
What do you think?
Oh, it's probably one of the biggest dumps we've ever been to.
Was it Aqueduct where when we walked into the other room,
That was scary.
They had tables inside, okay? Now this whole area was under construction or damaged, so it's roped off and you can't sit there. But they had bird crap on the tables that were inside.
Yeah.
I too have been to many tracks that have had bird crap. Hey.
Inside? Not outside, inside.
There was bird crap inside?
Yes, they were inside.
I bet. Okay, Turf Paradise. That happened. Listen, when I went to Turf Paradise one time, this is terrible, and this is nothing against Turf Paradise, but it's the absolute truth. I went there, and 3/4 of the people there had oxygen tanks, and I was so depressed, I was ready to kill myself. I'm like, I can't do this anymore, and I left. I stayed 2 races, and I left.
We've been there.
We've been.
Have you been there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We've even been to Mountaineer.
So yes.
How was Mountaineer, anyways? Because they have the casino out there. So how was that?
Very
The
nice.
casino is really, really nice. The track is really bad.
Hey, Christy, does Tim ever throw you off with his picks? Because I highly doubt you've ever gone to Tim and said, "Hey, Tim, what do you like?" I bet you've never. Well, no, I know you've done that, but. Like, does Tim ever throw you off with saying, I like this, I like this? Does he ever do that?
Yeah. In one particular recent contest, I could have easily slapped him. So I sit there, I'm trying to handicap, right? And there's only like 10 horses in the race. And I'm trying to figure out who I like to bet. And this is him yelling from the kitchen. I really like the 6. This is, by the way, the BCBC where he hasn't gotten a race right all day, but now that it's the end, he's, yelling at me his opinions. I really like the 6. You got to look at this 8. This 1, he's a long shot. He's got a chance. Now, don't forget about the 4. I think he named 7 horses, the ones that, didn't finish first, second, or third. He's yelling about all of it as I'm sitting there trying to figure this out.
You ever heard anybody pile on a guy with COVID that bad in your life?
Oh, yeah, she's beating the hell out of you right now. Hey, first of all, listen, this is the way, the women in my life, first of all, they beat the hell out of you. And then and now she's beating the hell out of you even more.
Well,
look at it.
It's the BCBC. If it were Gulfstream, I would be the first to say I would ask Tim his opinion there and at Aqueduct over me. But
how often do you offer him advice, Christy?
The better question would be, how often does he listen to it?
Does he even want your advice?
Well, what he has learned is say, how many times did this happen at Del Mar, Tim, where there's a race getting ready to go off and he'll say, hey, who do you like? Because he's trying to figure out what to bet, right? But he didn't ask who I liked before he put in his pick 5. So I tell him who I like. That horse wins, but it's not in his pick 5. So he's still pissed.
Well, let me ask a question. How did you know who you like? Because it usually takes you like 3 or 4 days to figure out who you like. You're so methodical.
No, not at all. I'll sit there and I'll.
That's a nail on the head right there.
If we do
pick 5, you have to put in before the first race goes off, right?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly right.
So he will yell at me and say, well, you have to look at him, an hour ahead of time if you want to have a say in my pick 5. So I could tell him, especially if it's a California track, I get 1 pick per race for him. Because often the horse I like will be the one that screws him. So I would say, Tim, you don't listen to my advice very often. And
well, Tim, I would suggest you probably listen. Well, listen, look at this. This is unusual. We don't see this very often. 10 points on the GSR, excuse me. Mo American. Do you like that name, Christy? Do you like Mo American? Or okay, let me read. Can you see my screen? You can see it, right?
Definitely, yep.
Okay, which name do you like?
In answer to Jeff's question, we have not been to Oaklawn.
Oh, by the way, if you haven't, you need to go. That track, the people, the entire experience. I was there for about 3 or 4 days, and I met Coach out there. Coach is a fantastic human being. Just really took care of me, introduced me to everybody. I had the best time out there. It was really a lot of fun. So I cannot recommend enough. You go out there. It was fantastic, and I had a great time out there. I'm probably going to go back this year. Coach, remind me. I think Oaklawn starts in the end of January. Is that correct? All right, guys. The race is going to take off at Laurel, though. Who do you guys like?
Oh, I'd have to bet the 3 if you're going by names. It's my favorite thing to find is a good.
It's the Scotty second pick. Mo American is that's a 10-point difference right there, and the horse is an underlay. I don't know how you go away from the 9. You got the Scotty long shot, so I'm going to cover the 3, 5, 6, 9. 3, 5, 6, 9 exacta box or trifecta box, right?
Oh, yeah, look at the name of the 6, McQueen's Bullet. That's awesome.
Right?
Yes, love that car.
All right, shit. The race already went off.
All right, let's see how McQueen does.
Dan Belvini.
Hold up on my phone.
Let's see here. Hold on here. Laurel Park. All right, so I was going to do a 3, 5, 6, 9 box. We'll see what happens. 7's in the lead at 9-2. Running pretty easily as well. Have you guys ever been to a Waffle House?
Yes. We used to love it until the last time we went, and we'll never go again.
What happened?
I had like an arm hair in my hash brown. So you know what?
Wait, hold on. So you had an arm hair, and that threw you off from ever going to another Waffle House again?
Oh God, yeah.
Do you know how many restaurants there are because he's found something in his food that are now banned? If it's one I
like.
like.
Oh my! So he literally bans them. Is there a list?
Yes.
Oh, I can't. Yeah, I can't go somewhere where they have. Well, if I find hair in my food, I'm done with that place.
Yes.
Forever.
Actually, Jerry makes a good point, guys. We should. I know we've talked about this as a team. We should actually put an EE contest together. By the way, in case you guys don't know, I'm actually working right now in Vegas with my host on putting an event together for us to all meet for all of us that love Equine Edge to meet. Wow, it's a really good race. 4-7 something. Looked like the 2. I'm gonna say 4-7-2. I don't think we did good there, so it's a good thing we didn't play it. 5-2.
I try to stay away from Laurel. It's one of those tracks that.
By the way, yeah, Justin has been working with me to try to set up the event. Justin, by the way, thank you, Justin. Want to give him a big shout out because he's always on Equine Edge. By the way, Justin gave out, I want to say it was a $20,000 pick 6 where he invited the group. He put like half the money up and invited the VIP Facebook group. So if you're not a part of Facebook, the VIP group, yes, I'm a little buzzed. You want to make sure that you join that Facebook group.
That's after one drink. Imagine we were at dinner for like
double. Mike, listen, does it frustrate you when you go to a restaurant or a bar and they pour and they're using the measurements and they literally give you crap? Like, I hate, first of all, you guys know how I am. Like, I very rarely let anybody pay for a bill. And cheap people piss me off. And when I see a bartender put a pour that's so weak, now I know some of them feel pressure, they have a job to do, and that, but it just drives me crazy. And they're like, okay, well, I'm going to measure this perfectly. And I don't, but Mike, very generous pourer.
When we go, I'm the one who drinks whiskey. So they always want to give Tim my drink instead of me. So he doesn't complain if they do that. We went to a, what was it? Some PDJF event.
Right.
And the jockey poured, it's a regular size glass like you have, right, for my whiskey and Coke. And he filled it with all whiskey and like a splash of Coke. And then when he realized it was for me and not Tim, he laughed so hard. thinking what my evening was going to be like. But yeah, that kind of bartender, like the jockeys were, they were great.
Christy doesn't drink,
we
so
got a person-
one drink for Christy is like you might as well turn out the lights. Her eyes get glassy.
Well, as you can see, I'm kind of that way. I've had basically a little bit, and all of a sudden I'm buzzed. I'm really not a big drinker, but this stuff is so good, and I love sipping it. And you know what I love to do? I love to dip my cigar into it and then smoke the cigar. And got a nice fire pit, maybe an ocean view. And I wish I could show you right now. I'm on the 29th floor, and I have a view of the Atlantic Ocean here in my new place in Fort Lauderdale. I live in a place called Las Olas. This place is fantastic. It really is great, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I've been on the West Coast in California my entire life. I can't believe I'm here. It's pretty crazy. Can you do a package that offers only one track? Yes, we're going to do that. I promise you. We're going to have way more packages. I have a person ask me for a 3-month package. I mean, you guys are asking for yearly packages, 6-month packages. This shit's going to take me a year to program. Yes, we want to be able to do that, so it's going to take some time.
Scotty, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You said at one point a couple of weeks ago or a month ago that you were going to have Australia and Hong Kong racing available on here. Is that still something you're working on?
You know what's so cool about? I appreciate you asking that. Actually, what's really neat about that is, can you imagine being able to play every track all over the country, all over the world? Excuse me, Australia, Europe, wherever, Hong Kong, and it's the same user interface. How great would that be?
Yeah, I don't know if I should answer that or not.
Well, listen, you and I, knowing you and I, that's all we'll ever do. I mean, we'll never. Christy, you might never see Tim again.
No, because he'll be up all night and sleeping all day.
I know for sure. I know. I mean, that's the plan. And I've said this many times before on the show. Let's see. Tim's saying how's it, or Brad's saying how's it looking? Well, it's not looking good. I just refreshed. It's not looking good. Well, I got a blank screen. No, so that's where it's going. But some of the stuff takes so long to program. Justin, you're not having a problem at all? Wow, that's amazing. I could literally be having internet issues here. We've been really working on that, and that's a possibility. That could be happening for me. It really sucks. All right, we got gold. Yeah, see, I'm having. You know what? That's true. I might need to clear my cache, huh? How do I clear my cache again? I forget. Let's see here. Clear browsing data. Well, bear with me, guys. Let me see if I can do this. Hold on here. Clear data.
So I ended up betting the Ortiz brothers boxing exactly here at Gulfstream.
I could be having internet issues as well. They're loading at Gulfstream Park. Tim, who did you like at Gulfstream?
I bought 1 and the 2, the Ortiz brothers. The 2 is 4 to 5. That's Chad Brown and Irad Ortiz, so you know he's going to get bet. It's really a pretty competitive race, I think.
Yep. You don't like the 5?
Well, I think you can only use so many. That's why in the pick 5, I had all in this leg. I was hoping for a price.
All right. See, this is one where Tim and I would have very different bets.
Guys, is this great? Like, this is live. Like, we are live, right? So, I mean, people are seeing this. This is it's crazy how this works. But you know what? That's also the beauty of a show like this too. It really is. Hopefully we can get me back, get back up. And let's see. Brad's telling me it should be working, but we'll see. I don't know. Gulfstream Park 5.
Rad's really in a bad spot right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brad is. He is such a good dude. He is such a good dude. He works so hard. I feel bad for him right now because I know I'm taking a picture of it to show him. Can you guys see that? You can see my screen, right? You see that? I can't see the win percentages or.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's covered. He does, Jerry. Yeah, he does. This is one of the worst bugs I've ever seen us ever have. Ironic that happens during a show. So, okay, so Tim, the race is going off. Who do you have again?
I've got the 1 and the 2, and the 1 doesn't look real good right now. The 2's loaded but I rather have to find somewhere for him to run.
He got out dead last.
I think the 1's going to catch the 6. 162. 162. Let's see if I saved money or it cost me money. Let's see here. So the 1 horse.
I can't believe the 2.
I saved money. I would never have had that horse.
I
don't think. What's the win percentage? 7%? I can't tell.
I like the 6.
God, that's
your favorite trainer.
Disgusting.
So he's telling me he's using the site. So he says, click on Control plus F5. All right, Control F5. That doesn't do shit for me. I cleared my cache. At least I think I did. I don't see notes. Yeah, it's still having issues. I'm going to go to the test site real quick and see. Bear with me, guys, real quick. Let me go to the test site. Where is it? Oh, that's right. I cleared my cache. So now I have to remember what the test site is. No. I'm going to call Brad real quick. Bear with me, guys, real quick. I'm going to call Brad. So Christopher asked a question. Can you guys discuss a race that has a few minutes left? We try. We'd love to, Christopher. If it was only that easy, but we'd love to. We're going to try.
Aqueduct.
Hey, Brad.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I don't know if you can see are you watching the show at all?
All right. How long until Aqueduct, Tim?
I know you have. So I clicked what you said, Control F5, but I can't get on. Well, I'm on, but it says I can't see. You saw the screen. I sent you a screenshot.
Yes.
I cleared my cache as well, and I can't seem to get on. Some people, it's working for some people, but I'm not on. Site is working fine for some people.
Let me try to reset something on the back end, see if that helps you out. I found the cause. It should be good enough to allow people to use the site. It's still not finished running, but let me see if there's something I can reset and get you up and running.
Can you do me a favor? Can you can you text me the stage? Because I cleared my cache and so I lost that and I don't know what it is. So I can maybe I can get on there and it'll be working there.
All right, I can text you right now.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye. That's Brad, works his ass off, and I'm so sorry, guys. I got AOL. This is what I've got. Christy, so you don't like Tim and I. You don't just go on there and just play. You pretty much only play tournaments.
I don't bet very often. That's what he means. Like I'll watch certain tracks. And a lot of times I'll get the DRF for the tracks that I like if Keeneland is running, Del Mar, Santa Anita, or I like Lothal, like just the track in general and the races because That's honestly, in my opinion, you asked Tim how this started.
Right.
But we used to sit outside and we would watch Los Al at night. And they used to have like cheap tournaments for like a Survivor or an Exacta box. And it was Los Al. So that was where I started and where I knew people first. So I still like that track. And now I like when the thoroughbreds went. So I'll pick a track if I'm going to bet. And I think it's easier if you don't have as much experience to just pick a one or two maybe to focus on. So you kind of learn the nuances of the tracks and who you like and who you don't, and the trainers and the jockeys a little better. So for me, Aqueduct would be, like, I'm looking at this race now, it's a lot harder because I don't know these people. You know what I mean? Like, I've got an opinion on all the trainers at
Right.
Golf and Santa Anita.
Well, listen, there's good news for you. And you know what that is? We have a GSR.
Yes.
And it says that the one horse who's 12-1 in the morning line is 69 GSR.
Okay.
And you've got some long, well, I don't like the 1%. So watch, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to eliminate the 10. And there you go. So all of a sudden now, what you might want to do, we'll eliminate this 2%. I don't like that either. All of a sudden, maybe do a 1, 4, 6, 9 exacta box or trifecta box, something like that. It covers 2 of the Scotty picks. It doesn't use the Scotty Longshot, is that a first-time start? I'll tell you what, that Scotty Longshot with first-time starters is good, though. So there's some conflicting information, but you got a first-time starter on the rail that has a really high GSR. That's a really good number, is 69.
And isn't the trainer got really high statistics? Can you show me that on here?
Yeah, I can. You can just look there and you can see 8% James Ferraro. So jockey trainer combination is 8%. But here's the thing. I look at that as well, Christy, but they're low on everybody, right? And there's really nothing high here.
But if you look at the form, his debut maiden claimings, $12.60.
So he gets long shots.
Yes.
Yeah. He gets long shots.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, this is just a decision. Do you cover the 642 exacta box, which is the top 3 Scotty picks, or do you throw the 1 in there? Do you throw the 9 in there? What's the story with the 9? Tim, these are first time starters. I mean, there's some conflicting information. How would you approach a race like this if you wanted action?
I like this race, and I like the 1. So I'm definitely going to use the 1. And I think the 4 and the 6 are definitely include. And then if you can find, I think the 1 is a first time starter that has some upside, has good pedigree and lots of works. And I like that in a first time starter. If they've got lots of 5 furlong, 3 furlong, 4 furlong gate works, depending on the trainer, I think that means they're taking their time and getting this horse ready, and they're not going to put him in something until they're sure he's ready. So, in my opinion, the 1 at 10-1 is somebody you need to use, and I would probably box him with the 4 and the 6. Can you guys hear me?
I'm trying to get on my. I don't know if it's my internet or what, but it seems a little slow, but I'm trying to get on my staging account right now to see if maybe that works a little bit better. But either way, whether it's internet, the site, whatever, I'm glad that some of you are okay. I'm just having issues over here. I can't even click on anything here.
Is it windy in Florida today, being on the 29th?
No,
floor?
it's really not. It's really calm. Listen, what was crazy? I'm on the 29th floor, but there was a shitload of gunshots yesterday and just cops going crazy everywhere.
That's Broward County down there, right?
That's Broward County. But yeah. So we got Aqueduct race number 5. It looks like it might be a little bit slow, but it looks like I might be able to at least have a screen here for you guys. It looks like it. Okay, well, there we go. I'm just going to get rid of prod right now, and we'll just look at their video as far as Aqueduct. I mean, we've made a little money. It's amazing. I mean, actually up, I think, about $800 since we started the show. Internet's definitely slow. Well, you can't see anything. Okay, they're not at the gate yet. So, okay, so Tim, how are you going to play this race?
So what I did was I boxed in the exact of the 1-4-6. And then I played it. I really think the 4 is probably going to win the race. So I played the 4 over the 1-6, in a small trifecta.
So you like the 4 best. 28% horse, has a really good GSR. It was a muddy track, ran a good race last time out. I look at the 4 horse as a horse that needs the lead. I don't like horses like this. Clearly the 4 needs the lead. Now maybe the 4 gets the lead. That's a possibility. But
the 6 has shown he can pass horses. And most of these haven't run before. So
and not only that, faced a really good SOR group. I mean, the 6 looks pretty dominant in this race, based on what I'm looking at. The 2 horse, a first time starter. And the Scotty picks make a first time starter or a Scotty long shot. They usually can run. So I'm going to trust in that. I'm going to do personally. I'm going to try to beat the 4 and do a 1-2-6 exacta box. That's what I'm going to do. Let's see here. One, 2. All right, they're at the gate, and I'm gonna bet a couple $100 to win on the 6 horse as well. 7-2, I think, is really good odds on our Scotty top pick. I mean, it's crazy fog there, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So my earbuds died. Scotty, are you still getting the?
Yeah, no, we're not getting any kind of reverb at all. You sound great.
Okay, sound great.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on and not feeling well, Tim. But you've been a trooper. We kind of talked about this, and I was like waiting for it. I thought, well, I thought I'd be hearing from you saying you weren't going to be able to make it, which would be perfectly understandable, by the way.
Well, I can't tell. It looks like the 1-6-4 right now is in front.
Well, the thing about it is, I don't know. Not that I'm always rooting for you. You know that. I'm your biggest fan. But the 4, to me, just when we're talking about looking at it on paper, is the type of horse that seems to need the lead. And when the horse doesn't get the lead, and look at the jockey, when the horse doesn't get the lead, doesn't seem to run very good.
Right now, it's going to be, man, the 1's going to win the race. It's going to be 1-6-4.
No, I think the 6 is going to win the race, isn't it?
Nope, 1-6-4, I believe.
I think the 6 is going to win easy, and the 4 is going to get second.
Oh, yeah, that was the wrong finish line. 6-4-1.
I'm not sure what you were looking at, Tim, but well, I mean, a couple $100 to win. So we got the 6 to win. The 6 looked dominant to me. The 4 ran huge, and as a matter of fact, look at that. What was the? Okay, so it came in 6-4. The 1 horse was the top GSR. That horse ran 3rd, which for me stinks because I had the exacta box pretty nicely, but.
You see, I'm watching on my computer, and they showed a close-up of the first finish line. So when they went by it, I thought that was the end of the race.
So I did cover myself. So what I like to do is take the horse I like the most and cover myself, and I did cover myself on that bet. But I also had a 1-2-6 exacta box. I didn't use the 4, and that 1 got 3rd. That would have actually paid pretty nice. What did the 6 end up going off at?
7-2.
7-2. I'll take that. So Tim. Kevin has a question. Do you ever go to our local tracks or do you just play online?
So I live in Indiana, and the only local track here that runs thoroughbreds is Indiana Grand. And of course, Christy and I have been there. And but this year we haven't been anywhere because of COVID. So I stay home all year, and then I end up getting it anyway. but yeah, I do go to local tracks. Matter of fact, before they had, this is going to date me, but before they had ADWs and simulcasts, I used to drive down to Cincinnati from Indianapolis all the time and go to River Downs. I don't know if you remember that, Scotty.
I do remember.
It's now Belterra, I think.
That ages me as well. It is.
Yeah, Christy and I, when pre-COVID, we I don't know how many tracks did we go to last year, Christy?
Well,
20. Aqueduct.
Yeah, we went to a lot.
Saratoga, Gulfstream, Tampa, Mountaineer, Mahoney Valley, Arlington, Canterbury, Emerald, Los Al, Santa Anita, all in 1 year.
Did you say Penn National?
Oh, Penn National. Yeah, I mean,
Aqueduct, Monmouth.
I don't know what that says about me.
Okay, so we're going to go to Laurel Park. We've got race number 5 coming up, and we'll look at this track. I'm going to make sure I don't miss this race, so I'm going to click on the video. How are you guys doing? You guys okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't have anything to look at for Laurel other than Equine Edge, so I hate for people to take my opinion on that and bet their hard-earned money. I'd rather it be Gulfstream or Aqueduct. But
so there's a question here for you, Tim. Tim, the question is, do you suggest any investment strategies, like how much to invest on each selection? I mean, I don't know. I think Christy's probably better than we are. You and I can go and overthink and handicap all day long, and we know what we're talking about. But Christy, like, how do you approach betting?
I think it just depends on the race. It's kind of like, you talk about Equine Edge and how if you look at a race and you have 3 horses with a 20 to 22% win chance, right?
Right.
I'm not necessarily going to feel like right here, you got Laurel Park by Pope. I don't have a program. So you've got.
There, I got it up for you. So you're okay. You don't need anything.
But you've got 4 and 5 that are both at 24%, and the 1, he's not a whole lot lower than them. So unless I look at other things that make me like one of these horses a lot more than the others, like, if the top win percentage and Scotty's pick are the same, I've heard those odds are really good. So if you like the 4 a lot, based on that and what I know about Equine Edge and you and the higher GSR on the 4, then I would bet more based on how strongly I feel about it. I mean, that's kind of like, Tim will laugh sometimes, like, why didn't you bet more this race or that race? Well, if I'm not really sure about it and I'm just betting it to bet it, I'm not going to bet more than I have to or more than a minimum maybe, or more than I just want to happen to bet that particular race. But if you look at this race and say the 4 was 24 to 1 and nobody else on here is above 15%, and you feel really good about it, then I'd make a much bigger bet on the 4 than I would otherwise. Well,
guess what? You just did a race, a maiden special weight 2-year-old race. And I mean, I can't wait to see what happens here and watch you hit this thing. I think to your point, the 1 horse, and because the test site's not showing we don't show the live odds on the test site, and I'm on the test site right now because I'm probably having caching issues. It seems like many of you are on the site right now. But the 1 horse is 18%. Well, no, I'm sorry. You know what? This is a different algorithm. By the way, this is the Scotty algorithm in win percentages. So what you guys are seeing. So if it differs from what you're looking at, that's what it is. So it's a little bit different. But it does have the 1 percentage. It likes the 1. What is I don't think I'm not even going to try to get on the main site because I'm going to get upset. But since you're looking at a horse like the 1, it's a 3rd-time starter. Do you prefer first-time starters, Tim, or do you like horses that have had a race under their belt? Does it really matter, or each situation is different?
They're all different. I don't mind either one. I mean, I
have you noticed, like when you talk about like Bob Baffert, like that he can get a horse to ready to run. So do you like first-time starter stats for trainers?
I do. Most of these, Pletcher and Baffert get the and now Chad Brown are getting most of the good 2-year-olds, and so when they're starting a horse, it's going to get bet.
Right.
So, Baffert gets. I mean, every week he's got the Kentucky Derby winner for next year. The best 2-year-old. So, I don't really. The first time starter stats, I don't get too carried away with them. I like to see. I'd rather see the pedigree and the number of works before I just blindly pick somebody.
So I know Austin he just posted this, and the formulator. I know Austin uses the formulator, and listen, we're trying to get there here at Equinedge. But some of these stats, we're working on stuff like this, but these are some pretty good stats. So he's saying that which horse are you talking about, Austin? 62 SOR maiden special weight, so a very tough race. Trainer is 25% for third career starters. Do you like stats like that? I mean, personally, it gets a little confusing for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big statistics guy like that. I've tried the formulator, and it's a great product.
It is.
Nothing bad to say about it. But it's maybe I just don't have that statistical type of mind, but I have a hard time interpreting all that into what I've learned in 40 years.
Yeah.
Which sometimes is a detriment for me. I mean,
it can be. No, the overthinking. Well, first of all, when we created the site, the reason we created it was because it was just too much overthinking. And just to keep it simple, really what it comes down to, Christy, I'd love your opinion on this as well. It really comes down to betting. Like if you're using Equinedge, it's so consistent. The numbers are there. It's just a numbers game. It really comes down to betting. How do you approach that? Because do you zig and zag, or you just bet the same way every time, or is it just a gut feeling? Is horse racing really just a gut feeling altogether?
There are people who approach it and seem to do really well from a purely mathematical standpoint, who strictly play odds. They make bets based on the odds. That doesn't work for me. I'm going to bet based on a gut feeling and how I feel about the particular race.
Right.
Yeah. But I think that also depends on how much you bet and what your goal is. Is this entertainment? Is this a job? Is it a hobby that you prefer to be a little profitable versus one where you're okay losing a couple $100 every weekend because this is
entertainment,
doing to kill time? I mean, I think that makes a big difference in how you approach it.
Would agree. So in a race like this, Tim, I know you use the GSRs a lot. When you look at the 2 and the 6, there's Scotty's second pick and Scotty's long shot. They're pretty clear on the GSR, 71 over 65. Yeah. I mean, and you're talking about 8-1 in the morning line and 12-1. I'm not on the live side right now, so I don't know what the live odds are. But what do you think of these two horses?
Which race are you looking at, Scott?
Race for 4 at Fairgrounds.
Yeah, let me pull it up.
Yeah, I'm guessing the 4 is out of.
So the 6 horse is getting bet from 12-1 morning line right now down to 7-2. We see this a lot. The 2 horse from 8-1 in the morning line down to 3-1. That's the Scotty second pick and the Scotty long shot. I'm not an overlay guy. I love to see horses getting bet down. Of course, you want to get odds, but I play more exotic. So the fact that the 2 and the 6 are getting bet, they've got really good win percentages. The fact that the top win percentage is only 23%, this leaves more room for a price play. So.
Are they off the turf
yes,
at Fairgrounds?
They're off the turf, it says.
Okay.
It says off the turf on Express Bets.
It's off the turf?
That's what it says here.
Yeah.
So the Fairgrounds.
7 yards. Yeah, it says dirt, but then it says firm. So, okay, so that's the test side as well.
This is turf, off turf.
Off turf?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I pulled it up because I wanted to make sure that the 2 was out of the factor.
They're off the turf, and so for me, that unless this was in an exotic bet, like a pick 5 or a pick 3 or multi-race wager, this is a race I probably wouldn't bet.
See, for me, if I'm not overthinking this, I'm just going to do a 2, 6, 10 exacta box. I'm just going to use the numbers, the Scotty picks, and just trust in them. And if they lose, they lose, but they win so much of the time and you're getting odds, it doesn't even matter. So I'll do an exacta box. 2, 6, 10.
Yeah.
Race has already taken off. All right. So I was going to do 2, 6, 10. So we'll see what happens. So the 2's in the lead. 6 is on the rail running good. So they've got a wet track over there. So off the turf. Austin, if you're listening, I'll have to do a Google search on the speed of the internet after the show. We'll have to check it out. So see whatever issues we're having, try to fix those. So you guys have been great today. Sorry about the issues we've been having. And Christy, thank you so much. Tim, thank you too. 6 is really running nice at the rail. 2 is running easy as well. And you can see the 7 on the outside is being asked right now. And I think it looks like a 2-6. That's what it looks like to me. When the jockey's trying to pass the 2, you know he's got horse. And that's what it looks like. But the 2 got such an easy lead. When you're talking about 25 seconds flat and then 49 and 4, 115 and 1. I mean, that's just slow. You're not going to catch that horse. So it looks like it's going to be two very close for second, though, between the 6 and the 9. But 2's winning for fun. And if the 6 gets second, which he did, I'm kind of disgusted at myself because I didn't get the bet in. Anybody else have that? With Scotty Longshot wins over the second Scotty pick, those are the 2 top GSRs that were clear. Yeah, I'm pretty pissed off at myself right now. Anybody else? Right?
Yeah.
Why do we got to overthink this shit? Let me ask you a question. Tim, you've been doing this a long time. And you've been handicapping a long time. We've been doing this a long time. Where have you ever seen anything like that?
I haven't, and that's why I've used a lot of tools. I've tried a lot of tools. I've used Stats Race Lens. I've used the formulator. I've used other things. But for information that just is already calculated and formulated, and I can pull up and look at it instead of doing any, I don't really enjoy doing a bunch of analysis and statistics and all that. And some people do. I'm just not one of those. So the fact that I can pull this up and a lot of the work's already done and it's right there and I can trust the numbers. If you remember, I saw you at Del Mar when you first rolled this out, and I was like, I just can't. I don't know how to incorporate it into what I'm doing yet.
It takes time.
But once I figured that out and know how to use the information that's available on Equine Edge and how to incorporate it in, I really don't handicap any of these races without it anymore. So,
and I tell people all the time too. I totally get that it takes, especially people that have been doing it a long time. It takes some time. It took me time. Like even when I was doing TVG, I had to incorporate both. I couldn't do it. It does take time. But I also tell people this is a subjective tool. Just because you see Scotty's picks or Scotty's long shot or the win percentages, just like you're looking at a buyer or you're looking at whatever you're looking at, these are tools as well. You have to come up and make the right decision. And that's the way it is. But that GSR, seriously, and this for me, well, I already know because I know the stats. The Scotty, did you know, guys, Christy, Tim, did you know that the GSR, not the GSR, the Scotty long shot, after takeout, That Scotty long shot just to win is only a negative 7% ROI. If you bet every top Scotty pick, you would only lose 7% over a year. That's one of the sickest statistics I've ever heard of. If you think about that, that might sound terrible to some of you, but you don't know what you're betting. Go bet the favorite. 32% of the time has an average payoff of $4.60. Your negative ROI is like negative 30.
Oh, yeah.
The Scotty long shot is a negative 7% ROI after takeout. It's freaking ridiculous. It's really amazing. Amazing. And so it's something we should all appreciate. By the way, okay, I got one for you guys. What percentage of the time, Tim, Christy, what percentage of the time do you think a horse has to have at least one lifetime race? Maybe 2, 3, 4, 10, 20, doesn't matter, but at least one. So no first-time starters.
Okay.
What percentage of the time do you think a horse that just got gelded comes back to win his next race?
I'm not sure. We have a buddy who loves that bet, though.
What do you think it wins at?
I have no idea.
Tim?
I don't know. I got gelded like 15 years ago and I haven't won a race since.
Very good. Okay, but you guys at least have to take a stab. I'm not telling you until you take a stab.
I'd say 10%.
Really? You think that low, Tim?
I don't think it's that high. Yeah.
Why do you think it's so low? I'm surprised to hear you say that.
I was going to say 5 to 7%.
5 to 6. A horse gets gelded, right? And you think that it's only going to win 5% of the time, Christy?
If somebody did that to you, would you really want to run faster?
Yeah. I mean, if I'm not chasing around girls, yeah, I'm ready to run. Okay, well, here's the stat. 12.2% of the time, a horse that was gelded with at least one start minimum, 12.2% wins with a negative 41% ROI. There you go. Stat of the day.
Yeah,
you guys want another one?
Okay.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like the first time gelded.
Okay. This is a good one. When our top win percentage is the betting favorite, it wins on average. So even if you have a horse that's only 18% win, whatever, just overall, it wins 40% of the time. When our top win percentage is the betting favorite, it wins 40% of the time on average. When it's not, you ready for this? It wins only 21% of the time.
This Safi Joseph horse is not going to quit.
You don't even care about these stats. You don't even care about them. I'm giving you great stats and you don't even care. By the way, the same applies to the Scotty top pick. When the Scotty top pick is the betting favorite, it wins around 40.6% of the time. When it's not, it wins about 20.6% of the time. All right, there you go. Stat of the day.
I wrote it down. I'll remind him when there's not a race going off.
Tim, Christy, do you guys like the show? When you watch the show, do you press the like button on YouTube? Because you need to. Because if you're not, we can't get ranked. And if we can't get ranked, then the show doesn't continue. So can you just go to your computer and go and you see it's a like button, it's a thumbs up, and just press like? Can you do that for me?
Yep.
That helps us get a ranking. Now, I know a lot of us old timers don't know this, but the ranking on YouTube is important. So if you guys want more content, more information, we need you to like the show. So we've had a really great following considering all the issues we've had today, which is surprising. You guys are nuts. I probably would have hung up a long time ago, but please like the show. It makes a big difference and helps our ranking. You got it. No problem. Investment strategies. Well, one of the things, Vish, that we're working on is my ticket book. It's probably a couple of months away. Bless you. It's only a couple of months away. And what we're doing with that is you're gonna be able to track what bets you do well on, what bets are good, what bets are not good. So you'll be able to have that. So 4 minutes to race number 6. Smash that like button. Yes, smash it. And don't forget to join the VIP face group. By the way, too, we really wanted to create a social channel that was different than the others, right? Create a community where people helped each other and taught each other. And that's exactly what's happened. If you looked at what Justin did the last couple of days, he posted so much great information. And it's a great racing community, I can't even tell you. And people are actively choosing to come here for the conversation. And it's so much more supportive too. Very supportive, and you can actually have dialogue on horse racing and learn and Equine Edge and other things. So go to that VIP face group. Don't forget to join there. And you can follow me at ScottyPick6. You can also at Equine Edge. And if you want to follow these two amazing handicappers and people, two of my very good friends, at Tim Yohler, Yohler, and at Easy Street 98. Christy, can you please explain that Twitter handle?
Me? That's easy. I grew up on Easy Street.
Easy Street? Like, you mean like things were easy for you growing up, or that actually was the name of the street?
No, like when I finished high school, my friends went and cut off the street sign for me, which I probably should admit as my like souvenir that says Easy Street.
All right, like souvenirs on the racetrack?
Sure. No, I have like an actual street sign that says that. That's from, yeah. I mean, when I was a kid, our street sign was probably stolen. I mean, obviously my house wasn't the only one on the street, but it's kind of a popular name. It was probably stolen 3 or 4 times a year. That would be, the sign was taken. So it was funny when we moved up here, when I moved to Indianapolis, there is actually another Easy Street. Like I could live on Easy Street here in Indy, and it's not that far from my house, but
yeah,
I didn't get to have the same address. But yeah, that's where it came from.
All right, well, speaking of street signs, have you ever run into a street sign?
Me, literally?
Yeah, like literally like had your car and actually run into a street sign. Has that ever happened to you?
I had a claimant literally run into a street sign and give herself a concussion one.
I actually ran into a street sign one time. I don't know what I was thinking or where I was. I'm gonna, I'm not gonna explain that in detail, but I will say this: I was making a left turn, and I went in and actually ran into a street sign and ran it over, and that cost me $9,000 in damage into my Range Rover. And every time I drive by, well, now I'm in Florida, so I don't have to be reminded of it every time. But every time I drove by, they never replaced the sign. Never replaced it. Hey, by the way, is Tim okay?
Yeah.
You're okay. You're there, Tim. Yeah. All right.
Well, I started coughing, and I didn't figure everybody wanted to or needed to listen to that. So. No,
that's okay. Well, we're just appreciative that you're not feeling well and you're on the show.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got Aqueduct race number 6. So what do you guys think?
Okay. I think Tim needs a double shot.
Tim, you need this Belvini is what you need. That actually really helps you.
Okay, so. All
right, so we got race number 6 here. The first thing we got to do is look at the GSR. There's a pretty nice GSR here on the 2-horse, 12% horse. I don't know. What do you guys think of this 2-horse?
I think the 2s. I like the 2 a lot. I like the 2, the 8, and the 9. It's chalky, but.
And you see, by the way, look at the 9-horse. Look at the record on the 9. In 9 tries at the surface and distance, this horse has been in the money in 7 of those. That's pretty impressive. And look at the money earned. It dominates anybody else in here. 83,000. Next closest is the 1-horse at 57,000. And by the way, the 1-horse is the Scotty Longshot. So maybe it has a 15. Well, that's on the test site. But this horse has no speed. I don't know that I like the 1 to win, but this is the type of horse that can get 3rd. So if you key this horse maybe in the 2nd spot or the 3rd spot, you could do something like 289 exacta. Watch, I'll do something like this. Just using the numbers. I'll go over and I'll just bet 289 with 1 exacta, right? Or I'll do a trifecta, 289 with 289 with 1. So I'm going to do that right now. So I'm going to do a $50 exacta, 289 with 1. So I'll throw that in there, and then I'll do a trifecta, 289 with one. Do you ever do stuff like that, Tim, or how do you play stuff like that?
Yeah, I like to look at the the more I've looked at this particular race, I think this 12 at 40 to 1 is going to try to get the lead and is going to outrun those odds. So that doesn't answer your question, but
that's okay. So also, in case one doesn't run, I do need to cover myself. Who do I like the most in here? The 9's going to get a good trip and has earned a ton of money. I mean, I'd probably have to come over here and cover my bet and bet the 9 to win, just in case. So I am, Austin, if you're watching, I am having definitely internet problems for sure. I mean, you can see how slow my internet is. But at 2 to 1, I'd probably have to bet the 9. I like the post position. I don't know if I got it in, but they are off. All right.
There goes Beta now moving up along with General on a mission, and on the outside it is Liam's Fire.
So Vito, I love the jockey trainer combination. Tim, Christy, do you guys ever look at the jockey trainer combination? Does it when you see a jockey trainer combination, 40 races in 365 days, and they've won twice? Doesn't that affect you a little bit?
Yeah, it does. Did they send us 12 to the front? I can't. It's too foggy.
Yeah, 12's in the lead right now.
God, and the odds kicked down to 24 to 1. So, okay.
And in answer to somebody's question earlier, you can definitely use Equine Edge during a live money contest. And all the tracks.
Okay, I missed that. We actually have a lot of people that in tournament play use Equine Edge for sure, because you can get information so quickly, and when you have all these races coming up, having that ability to be somewhat confident in races is really important.
And a lot of the contests now will set up power strips and things because they know a lot of the people are bringing computers and laptops and want to be able to keep them plugged in, so they don't even have to just look at it on your phone.
I can't really tell what's going on right now, but I will say this. It does look like the 9 is running very good on the outside, but the 7's got some run. So will the 9 catch the 7? I don't know. We don't have the 7, I don't think. I think we use 289. The 7's going to win easily. 9's going to get up for second, and the 12 is going to hold on for third over the 1 who came running. So the 1 did run good. You can utilize that to like we talked about the 1 to, like, if you use it for a superfecta, you could key a horse like that in the 3rd spot and 4th spot. We weren't that far off on the 1 horse as far as how to utilize them. We just didn't have the 7 horse. Did you guys see the 7 at all? First of all, by the way, too, maiden races, when a horse breaks its maiden, to win against winners, it only happens like 5% of the time. It's a very low number that horses that break their maiden come back to win. But in a horse like this, sometimes, like, look what this horse did last time out. Like, really showed, like, won easily after it took 14 races to break its maiden. Tim, what do you make of a horse like this? That, like, do they just figure it out? A new trainer? Like, what do you make of this 7 horse? I mean, look at that last race breaking its maiden. I mean, obviously things have changed for this horse.
Yeah, sometimes it's the light bulb theory. I mean, AP Indy, so it's bred to go a mile. The other thing is, Luis Cardenas is riding really well up there, but he's an apprentice, so he gets a 7-pound weight break. So this horse that won with him on by 7 lengths last time out, and he rides him back. So, you can make a case for that. I don't really like betting 1 for 14 horses, but
me either.
You can
so,
see
Christy,
why
all right, we're going to count on you for this. So we got Tampa Bay race number 6 right now, okay? And we're gamblers. Like, we want some action. I can feel everybody out there right now. They're like, hey, we want to bet. Like, so how are you going to make a quick decision right now on what to bet here? There's 2 clear dominating GSRs, but they're both low win percentages. That's the 5 and the 7. The 7 is a Scotty long shot. William Crotty. What do you think of William Crotty?
Oh boy.
I can see your focus right now. You're like ultra focused. Like I can feel you, Christy.
Well, it's because I like the name of the 8, but that goes against your picks. But he's got a 19% win chance, and I could bet on Candy.
Candy Cove. All right, let's look closer. Tim, here's the past performances on Candy Cove.
Okay.
Comes back. It was a $10,000 open claiming. Didn't run very well, but went off at 7-2. And this horse now is dropping in class in the non-winners of 2.
There you go.
Waiver claimer. I mean, this is a drop.
Well, let me ask you a question. This is a gelding question, okay?
Right.
So look at the 5 at Tampa.
Okay.
He's gelded. First time gelding.
There you go. So
Okay, wait a minute. Look at his last race. He won his last race, so they chopped his nuts off. Where's the incentive there?
Just gelded. So yeah, you can go to changes and you can see that he was just gelded here. He's got a good GSR. He's got 2 wins and 3 tries at the distance. He's got a 3% number. I mean, I think the 2 horse looks to me. Sometimes you get odds because they don't know how to judge the horse. And this horse is first time here at Tampa Bay Downs, but I think the 2 horse looks pretty good here. So I'm just gonna cover a 2-1-7 exactly. But I'm gonna bet the 2 to win.
Okay. I'm not gonna bet the race. I'm still.
This horse is getting bet down.
So this horse, I'm still in the 5 horse ran 41 times before they gelded him.
I just don't like horses like this. But I mean, the GSR is good.
What the? Ay.
I mean, it's just look at the. I think the 8 can run good. I went with the Scotty pick. Sometimes when all else fails, just go with the Scotty picks. That's the way I look at it. I mean, let's see what happens here.
Okay.
So I don't like a situation like this for the 8. I mean, the 8's having to work to try to get the lead. And didn't get the lead. Tim, when you see that, I mean, what does that do for you? Like sometimes you worry about that. I mean, the horse has gone wide, is 8-5, and now dueling with the 2 horse, who's the second choice at 5-2. You can't like this. I mean, you have to be looking for another horse. Like I think the 1 horse is sitting in a good position in 6th place right now.
Yeah, I'd already be handicapping a different race and know this one's going to be a loser. I mean, these are $5,000 claimers. You know, non-winners of 1 this year or whatever the conditions were, but
right.
I mean,
but here's the thing: the pace. Look at that, 25-1 for the 8 horse, and this is the 8-5 favorite. I mean, you have to think this horse is looking good. I thought the 2 horse was done, but he's still there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really slow. I mean, 49-2. The 1's not coming. No one's catching the 8. It's not happening. I'm losing this race. You know what? Why did we bet against Christy? Somebody shoot. Did we just bet against Christy? I didn't even think about that.
Yep, you
did. Said Candy Cove.
I was nice about it though and didn't comment.
You didn't. I know you were thinking it though.
I did. Yep. I thought, well, he asked. Be sure to do that.
Look at that. I had 2-7-1, so you had to go over and throw a wrench into the apple cart because look what it came in first, second, third, and 4th. My horses came in and you had to throw the 8 in there. By the way, won by like 15 lengths. Why even handicap? You just sit there and go, "Hey, Candy Cove sounds good. Let me throw in a name there." Is that the way you play your tournaments?
What? You know, there was one where there was what was the horse's name? I was so mad. Candy bar, and I didn't bet it, and he won at like 10-1, and Tim played it, and I was livid. But yeah, occasionally I will admit that I really like a horse's name, and so I will look at it a second or a third time because I either recognize the name or I just like it, and it pays off. So
this is not the way, of course, Christy handicaps, but Tim, this is exactly the way you and I handicap. We're making quick decisions all the time. You look at a race like this where the win percentage on the 5 is only 24%. Okay. How do you approach it? I mean, how do you approach a race like this? Because this is also an opportunity to win a lot of money.
Which are you at?
Laurel Park, race number 6.
Yeah. But your 5 is like his win percent's 10 points higher than anybody's else.
He is. They're loading into the gate right now, and I'm a guy that just wants some action. I mean, you can't fault me. Is there anything wrong with that? How about a price play like the 8 horse, who's also the Scotty long shot? The 8. We'll take the 5. How about the 4 horse? The 12 is right there. 4, 5, 8, 12. I just want action. Like, you can't blame me. 4, 5, 8, 12. Exacta box.
4.
And it is slow. Oh, 4, 5, 8, 12. 4, 5, 8, and 12. Why not? We're gambling, right, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm looking at this next race at Gulfstream is why
We've got 11 minutes before that. You know, I missed the 3 horse here. They're already off. 4, 5, 8, 12 is what I have. So you guys we just need you to root for me right now.
All right. Didn't want to bet on a big ham bone.
The 9 horse. Do you guys feel comfort like when you have a horse that you bet and he's on the lead? I mean, 22 and 3 is pretty fast here.
No, I hate that.
You don't like it on the lead? Yeah, I like it on the lead. It makes me feel comfortable, but it looks like the 5's. Well, then he's looking around. It really depends on the half mile. Mm-hmm. Nobody really seems to be coming. I can't really tell. 5's asking right now. 12. Here comes the 8. You really know? You don't know. Is the 9 just going to stop? Is the 8 going to come? I don't know. I really can't. I can't tell. 5's coming. Here they come. So it looks like maybe 8's got a chance. And the 12's on the outside. Maybe we could get the 12-8. It's going to be really close. Get up, 12. No, the 9 held it came in 8-9, but we didn't have the 9.
You have a bunch of men who didn't bet on a big ham bone.
God, how can you bet that horse? Look at that. If that 12 would have come in, that would have actually been nice, though.
Mm-hmm.
So we did a 4, 5, 8, 12. 12 ran good, but just didn't get there. And by the way, the 8 horse was the price play who won the race, and the Scotty long shot.
Nice.
So I know there's a lot of Scotty long shot fans out there, so I know that they're playing those. All right, Tim, we've got we're gonna do 3 more races, and then we'll call it. So we're gonna do Gulfstream Park 7, Aqueduct 7, and Tampa Bay 7. Okay. All right.
So in race 6 at Gulfstream, there's a $2.1 million first time starter.
Race 6 or 7?
6.
Race
7. 7. I'm sorry.
7. Okay. Who is that?
Right, number 6.
Number 6, Alexander Valley. Okay, first let's see if it passes Christy's test. Christy, does Alexander Valley pass your name test?
God, no.
No. He's never run before.
Well, it's got a nice GSR, so it's bred very well. If we look at the GSR plus, let's see here.
This isn't on the turf.
I mean, it wants longer, so it makes sense as to why they're going long with this horse. Bill Mott, do you find that Bill Mott usually needs a race before he's at his best? I mean, for me, it's not in the top 2 Scotty. It's not a Scotty long shot. It's got 11% win. I'd probably pass on this horse. So let me show you where you can use the GSR, guys. First of all, average maiden race is a 50. So anything over a 50 on the SOR is a good thing. So the fact that the 1 horse in its first race showed speed after breaking 9th from the rail in a 56 SOR and now goes from a 59 GSR going 7 furlongs to a 64 GSR, has the top Scotty pick, top win percentage. To me, the 1 horse is probably the horse to beat and obviously has speed.
Oh yeah.
He does. But my concern with the one is the one hole, number one, and the first race he went off 91-1. So
you got to be. You know what? I don't have any stats on this, Tim, but you got to be careful for that because a lot of times they're giving horses races, the horses break from the rail. You know what that tells me more than anything, to be honest with you? You got to be careful for what. The one thing I know for sure is don't look at odds in the prior race. That was a 56 SOR, so that tells me more that the horse is breaking from the rail and the race was tough. That's what it tells me. The connections are fantastic. Eddie Keneally and Tyler Gaffleone are fantastic. So I wouldn't even look at that. And they are 24% in 51 races in 365 days. All right, so Justin says, every year I try to go to the Champion of Champions at Los Al. I covered the Champion of Champions last year. And Justin, I honestly didn't look at it. I did not look at the race. I will try to get to it. No promises on that one. But it's a great race. Nick and Jose are doing a great job. But that was fun. I covered those big races last year, and that was a lot of fun. Christy, which name do you like? Because this shit's working.
I recognize the name of Donegal Bay from watching that horse run the first time.
And it has it has the top GSRs, never been 8 furlongs before, spreading out. Okay, and by the way, too, has the look of a horse that wants to go long. And let's look at the GSR Plus. The GSR Plus suggests that this horse, it's very well bred, and the longer the better. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm betting the rest of my money on this horse just because you like the name. Oh, I mean, and the horse. Listen, the horse doesn't have much speed. This horse's works are fantastic. This horse is going to improve tremendously here. I would agree with you, Christy. 5. Tim, any thoughts?
All right, so I'm putting together this pick 5 ticket. That's what, since this is the start of the late pick 5 at Gulfstream. And I don't really have a definitive, I think they could get a price in this first leg.
Okay.
So I'm going to spread out and put 6 or 7 horses in. And the key to my pick 5 is going to be, I'm going to single the 7 in race 9.
So in race number, okay, so we're going to do it. I'm going to do a pick 5 right now. So let's just do, how big of a ticket? Oh, you're probably doing bigger. I'll do 80. All right. So I'm thinking the 5 is going to be a single. That's how I'm going to play this.
Okay.
I might throw the 1 in there. I'm looking at it right now. Has a lot of speed. As a matter of fact, you know what? There probably is. You know what? I can't leave the 1 out from the rail. You know the 1's going. So I'll tell you what. I'm going to do the 1, and I got to look at the Scotty long shot for sure. You can never ignore the Scotty long shot. And the horse is not as well bred from what it looks like. And probably is going to like turf more. I would wait for turf on the Scotty long shot personally. So I'm going to say the 1 and the 5. I'm going to disagree. I think that you're going to get chalk here. And then, but do you think the system is saying the 5 is a single in race number 8? Do you think that's a single?
In race 8? No, I don't have the. I don't.
41% on Lady Lawyer.
I have the 5, but I have a couple of other horses as well.
Who else should we throw on there?
My ticket was $432.
Okay, it's okay. Who would you throw on there, though? If you don't think the 5 is a single, why and who would you throw?
I put the 3, the 4, 5, and 7 is who I have on my ticket.
3, 4, 5, and 7. All right, so we're just going to agree with you on here. And then I'm going to look at the top GSR to make sure we're not leaving out a top GSR. So you're covering those pretty much. So we're going to lock that race in. You can lock it in. We've locked in the first 2 legs. We are now. So it has to use that. We're going to regenerate. Okay, so Tim, it's using the 1, 2, 5, 6, and 7 now. Is that too many horses?
That's the race where I singled the 7. I mean,
You singled the 7. That's a really nice GSR, by the way, but it's not in the top 2 Scotties. Christy, Taweej, how's that work for you as far as the name goes? Taweej.
I'm afraid he's going to miss it.
Okay, so is there a name that you do like?
I have debated betting before for that specific reason because I don't agree with who he has when he singles one.
So you like Eye of Jedi, and it's 3% and the lowest GSR. Way to throw me off.
Yep.
That's
But I grew up with a bunch of boys in the Star Wars generation.
This Eye of the Jedi screwed me the last 2 times he won. I remember that. He knocked me out of the pick 5 this summer. Steve Boodhoo.
Oh yeah, you get mad every time I bet that trainer.
Owner, trainer.
Mm-hmm.
There's just no, Christy, I love you. Let me preface this. There's no shot in hell, I'm calling it, that horse is winning this race.
I agree. No way.
There's just no way. Your magic potion shit and voodoo shit is working, but not here. Not here. I will say this. I don't see why Fat Man can't win this race. Did you use the 2 horse, Tim?
No, I singled the 7.
Oh, that's right. You singled the 7. My bad.
Now, I think a lot of these.
I think that the 2 he'll run even better than he did on November 7th.
Well, see here. Okay, so let's look at the 2. So since this is a grade 3 race, you look at these races, and this horse got second, Fat Man, second place in a grade 2, won a grade 3. He fits at this level. Last time he broke from a bad post and ran bad at 7 furlongs. The 2 horse deserves a look in here, no doubt. The 1 horse Taxman, he was non-existent in grade 1, grade 2, but he's right there in grade 2s. He did win a grade 2, but that was for 3-year-olds. As far as older horses, I don't think he's the same horse. I think the 1 horse is worth trying to beat. The 6 horse, grade 3 horse, he's average. I think the race is between the 7, the top GSR, and I have to use Fat Man. That's what I'm choosing there. So 7 and 2. I'm going to regenerate the race. All right, let's go to the next leg, 1, 9, and 10.
I spread a little bit more in that race too, but I do have the 1, 9, and 10.
All right, let's see how much time we have. Are they going to the gate?
They're in.
They're voting. All right, that's the ticket, right? They went.
Begins well. Sig Run Fast Boy has speed from the far outside. Down at the rail, here's mid laner moving up, and splitting horses. Simovich won't be far away. Far outside, and Flamingo Hawk. So as they run out of the chute, they take the advantage from Sig Run Fast Boy in second. Simovich is now splitting horses and moving up the challenge.
Interesting that the 1 didn't get the lead in here, and the 5 did. What are the 3 to 2 right now that the 5 went off at, guys? I think the 5 horse is gone. Gone.
3 to 2. Wow.
Terrible.
23 and 3 is not fast for a horse like this. And I think this guy's the real deal as well. Jockey's sitting steady. I mean, if you've got your money on the 5, you got to be feeling really, really good right now. 3's already being prodded. 8's all out. 1's got some horse on the rail. 4 horses coming. 9 horses being asked. 4's going to have to get some room. I think the 1's just going to get better the longer he goes. The 5's going to get better the longer he goes.
Looks like he's got plenty, but he's got no place to go. Down at the inside of mid laners, they move past the quarter-mile pole, 3/4, 110 and
Yeah, he's gone.
American Law trying to secure the 2 path and gain ground on Donegal Bay, who has the lead. 1/8 of a mile to go. Donegal Bay still with a clean pair of heels and 2 on top. American Law didn't really.
He's gone.
That's what I was hoping from the 7 in race 9, but
5, 3, 4, 1. So yeah, I mean, it was the 5 looked really good there, and Christy, you made your call there.
Yeah, 3 to 2. I'm not sure that's much to.
Well, look, by the way, did the 3 get second? Because look at the top 2 GSRs. What are they?
Yep.
I mean, that GSR is tremendous, and you can use that for these lightly raced horses. So you have a top GSR, You've got the horse in a Scotty long shot. You can make excuses for why the horse might have not run very good the last time out, faced a good group with the SOR, and there you go. Wins for fun. And how about that 3? You got a price. I don't know what the 3. You had the exacta, Alan? Nice.
12 to 1.
What do you go off there?
12 to 1.
12 to 1. I mean, there you go. Nice exacta right there if you had it.
Yeah, big field.
Right? I mean, that's awesome. Yeah, Christy, you're getting credit already. People are saying, "Hey, just," but I you know what? Though, I can't back you on that 4 horse. There's just no way. I can't see it. I just don't see it. Like I have a Jedi. It's going to need a lot more than it's going to need more than just a Jedi. I mean, Jedi's got some powers, but I don't think it's going to be good enough in this race.
If he wins, it'll be the 3rd straight pick 5 that horse has knocked me out of.
Well, let's hope that's not the case here, but yeah, pretty chalky there. All right, let's get to Aqueduct race number 7. We're going to cover 2 more races. We got Aqueduct 7, and we've got Tampa Bay race number 7. So you had that 5-3, $10 exacta box. Nice, sweet, way to go. Yeah, I mean, GSR is fantastic, and then you throw in Christie's voodoo magic stuff with horse names, and it's fantastic.
Nice.
$42 exacta for $2. Nice. $21. And trifecta as well. I didn't see who got 3rd in that race.
Yeah, it was the 1 or the 4, I think.
It wasn't the 1 because I think the 1 got 4. So was it the 4?
It was probably the 4 then.
Okay. All right, let's do Aqueduct race number 7. Let's see here. Do I have any money left? I'm about what I started with. All right. Aqueduct race number. I'm betting the shit out of this race. I don't even know. I'm just betting. I couldn't get the bet in right there. We were too busy handicapping. You guys were bad. Usually the crew, they're really good about saying, "Hey, they're in the gate." You guys really were terrible on this one. Just it cost me a lot of money. I would have had that 5-3 because I like the 5. Okay, so we've got a top GSR here. If you didn't know how great the GSR is, you know now, right, Tim?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, if you just watched
especially on those kind of races, it's really handy for sure.
Yeah. I can't look at the chat, Pat. Remember, I need a foghorn of some sort that just says race is taken on. Like I need that. Like I don't know how I'm going to get that. Like somehow I got to have that. I don't know. I don't have a producer. Maybe I need to get a producer. Anybody want that job? Okay, look at Michael doesn't even care about what me and Tim think anymore, Christy. Who do you like in the 9th at Gulfstream Park?
In the 9th at Gulfstream?
Yeah, hold on. Let me pull it up.
That's going with Fat Man.
You're going to go with Fat Man? Okay, I'm with you. That's something I can get down with. Tatweege and Fat Man. Those are the 2 that we used. That's what we need to do is just myself.
If they better try, they should look at the 4.
Wait.
We won't. We'll root for the 4 to win because that'll screw Tim.
No, we don't. We are not rooting for the 4. That's right, Fat Man. We're good with Fat Man, right, Tim?
No, he's not.
What?
I singled the 7.
Oh, what the hell? Like, listen. I guess I need more water, Tim. The alcohol hasn't worn off yet. You only told me 3 times you singled that horse.
Yeah.
I know. I'm about to lose. You about to lose your job. Yeah. You know what? I like to blame everybody for not telling me that the race is about to take off. I'm looking at the screen. I'm intently handicapping.
Okay.
Talking to everybody. How the hell am I supposed to know when the race is going to go off?
You have 1 minute to ask that.
Okay.
I'll yell at you.
Okay, you will?
Yep.
Okay, so tell me what name do you like at Aqueduct?
I like the 8 here.
You like Family Biz.
Scotty, she's really good at yelling. So.
Oh yeah, I'm not. You know what? You're not sucking me into that one, Tim. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I'm sure he's implying that I have to yell at my kids all the time, not him.
You don't yell at Tim?
No, of course not.
Okay.
Oh.
What about when he keeps telling you who he likes? Did you tell him to shut up that you don't want to hear it?
I have had to tell him to shut up about it before, and in his defense, he's really nice about it. We played a contest and it was hilarious. And this has probably been a year and a half, 2 years ago. And he was out. He had no money left. I don't even know if he hit a race in the contest. And he's like, "Oh, do you want my opinion?" And I looked at him and it's real nice. No, not really. I mean, I have a shot to win this, and you haven't gotten one right.
Tim, in her defense, that's fair.
What I told you was,
I can't go with Family Biz. I got to go with the top GSR, so I'm just blindly betting the 4 if I can get it in.
so lightly raced, into mischief, Todd Pletcher, Mandy Franco, blinkers on. I like the 4.
Yeah. Is that the top Scotty pick too? It is. All right. I just bet the 4. And then I'm gonna do 2, 9, and then I'm gonna cover her 8 as well because they're off. All right, so I got the 4. That's what I got. Tim, did you bet this race?
I did.
What'd you bet?
I've got the 4, 9, 10, and 12 in the trifecta box. What I bet.
As we take a look at the numbers on the bottom of the screen, Singapore Trader is in front.
I really like this 6, but he's screwed me so many times.
Blind Willie McTell.
Yeah.
I actually really, I don't know how good the 11, 14 to 1, but I really like the position the 4 is in right now. Really looks to be well in hand.
Blind Willie McTell in third, Dudley Square next in fourth, followed by Striking Speed.
It's not really the way I thought the race would pan out, but
4's got horse.
I don't see any of the other horses that I bet in the same zip code.
The 4, you know what? I don't like the 4's been wide the entire trip now. Both turns wide. That just, you got to be so much best in order to win the race. That's just, the 5's going to win this race.
Now to take over the lead, Striking Speed moves to second, and Singapore Trader is back running in third. As they come down.
Who was the 5 anyways?
Our last buck, Michelle Nevins is the trainer.
5, 3, and 9 is flying. Might get second, actually. Yeah, 5, 9, 3. So who was the 5?
Our last buck.
Lowest GSR. That doesn't happen often. You know what, though? I will say this. The top win percentage was the 4, but only at 16%. So if you're going to get a crazy long shot, it's going to be in a horse. It's going to be in a race like this, right? That's where it's going to be because the system is telling you 16% is the top number. It's a very, very weak race. Not a very competitive race, excuse me. All right, so we got Tampa Bay, our last chance. Christy,
Yep.
This is your time. All I want is just one pick from you. I just need a winner here.
All right, you pull up Equine Edge. There we go.
There it is. So I'm going to get rid of the 1% horse, 50 to 1 morning line. Going to get rid of that. Hold on one second. I'm gonna pull something. Did you guys know that we've created our own EE morning line now? Did you guys know that?
No.
Yeah. Hold on here. I'm going to show you.
Let's see if yours are more accurate than Gulfstream's.
They are much more accurate. But I can't get my internet or there it is. All right, here, let's go here. Tampa Bay. Today is the 11th. No, the 12th. I'm on 12. All right, we got race number 7. So here's our morning line. So we've got 51 as well on the 1 horse. We've got, where's the difference? So we think the 7 horse is 9 to 2. So we think the 7 can run. So let's look at the 7.
Okay.
Scotty Longshot. That's a good sign. So we think this horse, and it has a nice post. So we also think the 9 horse should be 6-1 in the morning line. And let's see. So 7 is getting bet. So it's 10-1 in the morning line, but in our morning line, it was 9-2. In the 9 horse, we had a 6-1, and the horse is 5-1. So maybe a 7. Maybe a 7. Do you like any of those names? Do you like CC Valentina?
Let's see.
Most of these horses are all coming out of a common race last time out.
You can't get past the 8 horses win record. 5 wins and 1/3 and 6 tries at the distance, surface and distance. I mean, that's quite incredible. That's pretty impressive.
You're not going to bet against your 8-5, are you, with those kind of odds on your program?
I'm going to bet the 9-7 exacta box, and then I'm going to bet the 9 to win. I like the 9 personally. From an 8-1 morning line. And then I'm going to cover myself with an exacta box, 7-9. That's what I'm going to do. But Christy, you got to give which horse do you like the most though in names?
Well, I can't believe you're not going to play your 8.
I like the 9. The 9's got the top GSR, so I'm going there.
Okay.
All right. Tim, what do you like in there?
Man. I mean, I don't know why the 5 is 9-5 or whatever it is, but 8-5.
Went 7 furlongs, 2 races back against a 66 SOR.
Maybe he just didn't like the slop last time out.
Mm-hmm.
The 9 horse doesn't really have much speed. Who's the speed? It looks like, you know what? It looks like the 7 horse is the speed.
And the 8.
Yeah.
8's fast as well. So you know what? That could help the 9. That could help the 9.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything worth putting money on, which is hard for me to say.
I think of the speed, I really felt like the 7 was a better speed horse than the 8 based on what I saw there. But these two dueling like this really, really helps the 5 and the 9. But the 9's a better true closer than the 5. The 5's more tactical. So in a race like this, I'll tell you what, the 7 at 5-1 is looking very good right now. It's not boding well for the 8 horse who's not getting the lead and had to settle to sit second. You can already see the 8 horse doesn't like it.
How do you tell that in equine edge? Who you think is going to want the lead or be the speed?
We're working on the mock race right now. The 7, so that's going to show pace. Okay. I don't think you're going to catch the 7. I'm hoping the 9's going to make a run, and maybe I'll get the exacta box. But the 7, like we talked about, that's the one we identified at first, and I made a decision to single the 9, who's going to not even run. No, it looks like the 5. So the system had it right. The top Scotty pick and the Scotty long shot going to get first and second, it looks like.
Yeah.
The 4 might get up there. It's going to be close. Stay up 7. No. Well, tactical speed seems to win a lot, guys. 31%. And when you look at this horse, you can see this horse is somewhat tactical. Didn't run well last time out. I think the way you would look at this is you look at the SOR, it was a 66 and won last time out, then went up to a 70. And something happened there. Just you know what? Maybe it was a sloppy track, guys. Maybe the horse didn't like that. That's a possibility. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna call it, guys. That's been interesting, but it's been fun at the same time. We redeemed ourselves when we came up and ended up being okay for all the technical issues we had. So thank you guys for being troopers. And Tim, I know you didn't feel well. And Christy, we got Los Alamitos race number 1 coming up. You got to at least give us a pick.
Ooh, let's look. I know. I got to get the DRF for that. Nothing against Equine Edge, but so I can compare the two and see how you do.
Well, what's DRF going to? They're just giving you past performances. They're not really giving you picks, are they?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I didn't print you off a low-sal program, did I?
No, you did not.
So you have to use equine edge here, and it's a little different for low-sal race course.
What's different about it?
I'm just talking about the races in general versus Del Mar and Santa Anita.
Email me the DRF so I can compare it to equine edge.
So interestingly, the system is singling the 3-horse Envy. Do you like the name Capital Heat or do you like the name Envy, Christy?
Well, I recognize the name Capital Heat in that horse and the names of the 4 and the 7, but because these are tracks that I watch at. So how you said in the last race that we just watched that you could tell these horses go back loved the speed. Like you could tell who was speed horse and who was the closure. So pull that up for me so I can see.
Which one you want to see?
Yeah.
Which one?
Well, who did you ask about? Let's look at Envy. Like, where are you going to find who is this? No, here in Low-Sal, but where are you going in equine edge so I can tell how they ran last time? Like, who's got early?
Oh, and the past performances. All right, so there you go.
So the one's going to go to the front. And got
The
Jesse
one needs the lead. So this is what we call our handy view, Christy. So this is our past performances. You get the SOR for each race right here. You get the GSR for each race. So give an example. So you see here when this horse went 5 furlongs from the turf, he had a 45 GSR. She did. And then she went to 6.5 on the dirt and it raised to a 61 GSR. And look how she did.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that you're going to see this a lot. That's exactly what happens. Look at the 2 races this horse was on the turf. This horse does not want turf. This horse wants to sprint on dirt. That being said, this horse also needs the lead. Is this horse going to clear? And that long stretch, do you see this horse really going gate to wire? I don't know.
Well, let's compare him to the others.
So then when you look at the 5-horse, first-time starter, does have a good GSR. The 2-horse really didn't do anything, and that was a weak group, so I don't really love the 2. The 3-horse, 57 GSR. I mean, the system likes the 3, but it's a hard read. This is sprinting on the dirt, and the horse is tactical. I would say that.
Okay.
And then you've got the 4-horse My Tigers, first-time starter. The 6 first-time starter, and this horse broke 10th this race here. Really, the 7-horse hasn't done much and has a 3% number. I kind of like this 3-horse Envy. I'm kind of agreeing with the system. Thank you, Steve. I'm kind of agreeing with the system. The 3-horse. We'll watch this race and we'll go. I might play this thing actually. Let's see what the GSR. Look at the GSR on the 2 and the 7. I mean, they're just dominating right there, right? So I'm going to lock that in. 3. The 1 could go gate to wire, but I think I'm going to go with the 3. Is the 3 getting bet right now?
Let's see. Current odds on the 3 are 5-2. The 1's the favorite at 3-2.
Figured that. I'm going to definitely cover that horse right there. I'm not covering this 3 in this leg, not covering that. I'm going to get rid of, they're not in the top 2, Scotty. I'm going to get rid of the 5 and the 7 is how I'm going to do that. I'm going to cover that. All right. So that's going to be my ticket. Win or lose. I'm going to do it that fast. I'm going to throw in a pick 5 at Los Alamitos. There's 2 minutes before the race. I'm going to single the 3. I'm going to try to beat the 1. It's the only way you're going to really make money. I hit the Stronach pick 5 yesterday, and I really focused on just beating some of these favorites. How is your approach, Tim? Is that what you try to do on these horizontals? What do you do?
Yeah, I like to beat the favorites for sure, because that's the only way you're going to get those to pay any money.
Especially with small fields, right? I mean, it's not going to pay anything.
Yeah. I mean, unless you want to bet, if you're going to bet the favorites, then you better bet a larger ticket than 50 cents.
Right.
You better bet a $5 ticket and use chalk if you want it to pay anything. So I try to beat the favorites. I don't like to bet a pick 5 that pays $300.
Right. I tell you, the only reason you're getting 5-2 right now on the 3 or 3-1 is because people don't know what to do with this horse. The 1 looks good, so people are betting on that horse. The 3 really on paper doesn't look that great, but if you read between the lines, the horse is actually very tactical and has been facing some decent horses. And at this long stretch here at Los Alamitos, I think it plays well from a horse like this. What do you guys think?
Agree. I agree. The thing I don't like about the 3 horse and singling that horse is, I don't know. I just think, what is it? A 5-year-old running against younger? Am I looking at
And you don't like that, or you like that? I mean, don't you want to try to beat the younger horses?
I do, but I'm looking for a horse that's improving. I think a 5-year-old is what you see is what you get. So I think the 1's got carrying 111 pounds versus 124 on the 3. That's 13 pounds.
Let's see here.
This 1 may not stop. And I think the 4 is a first-time starter with Richie Baltus and lots of works, first-time Lasix. So I'm looking at something that's going to beat. 3 may win the race, but
well, let's look. The GSR shows you get the 5. It's the 5 horse has the top GSR.
The last time Jessica Pfeiffer rode this 1 horse, she lost the iron. I remember that.
Right. $200,000 in the pick 5 pool. You sometimes you just got to take a stand. I'm taking a stand in here.
The good thing is if you lose the first race,
I'm hoping one of the first-time starters runs.
If you lose the first race, you don't have to worry about watching any others.
That's true. Christy, who do you like in here? Inquiring minds want to know.
I like the 2.
You're on the 2 here?
Yep.
What do you like about the 2? Just the name?
I like Tyler Bays.
I like Tyler as well. Did I tell you he was on a horse of mine that won one time, and when I won the $1.2 million in the pick 6, Tyler was on the horse, on my horse. I actually had a horse, and I singled that horse, and I gave Tyler instructions, and I said, Tyler, don't go to the lead with my horse. He's like, no, and I'm like, no, just break good, sit on the horse, and make 1 run, and we'll win. And he did, and we won, and the rest was history. Hit that pick 6 because of Tyler.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
And he knew to listen and to make sure he did what you asked.
He's fantastic, yeah. And he's very good. You can trust Tyler, too, on being on the inside. All right, I just need the 3 to break good. Can anybody else go with this 1?
Me. I think the 13 pounds is going to be – I like the 1 and the 4.
4's running good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like my 3 right now at all.
She won't even have to touch this horse.
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
Come on, 4 ball, run him down.
3's running pretty good. 3's going to go to the rail right now, but I don't know if it's going to get there.
No.
Ran a good race, but the 1's going to win. 1-4-3 is what it's going to be. All right, we gave him a go. It just didn't happen. 1-4-3. Tim, you moving on?
Yeah, I had the 1 and the 4. I
You
wish
did
the
it
4 would
with
have
the
won.
exact as well?
No, I wish I would have. I didn't bet anything else. Just the 1-4 there, and then we'll see how it turns out. 1-1. See, that doesn't really do a lot for me. The 1 having 13 pounds less than all the other horses, or less.
That made
than
a big
3.
difference.
It made
Yeah.
a big difference.
Yeah, no, that was definitely the difference, and one good. And how about Jessica Pfeiffer? She's doing fantastic, isn't she?
Yes, she is.
Yeah, she's got good hands, and she's sitting on a horse nicely as well too. And so I'm happy for her. But she's doing really good. This is her rookie season, so she's how many pounds less did she get here, Tim? Like 11?
She had 13 pounds less.
I mean, that's a lot of weight.
Yeah. Dude.
Put 13 pounds on your back.
I put it on my front this year by stopping exercising. Does that
No,
count?
I hear you. Listen. I'm with you on that one for sure. No doubt about it. Hey, all right, you guys. Well, thank you so much. And Christy, Tim, you guys are great as usual. And I love you guys. And I appreciate you guys coming on. And thanks everybody for watching. Sorry about all the issues we had today. I think we made the best of it. And then we'll redo it next week. And there might be some news on a new show coming up probably in January too. So hold out for that. And Scott, Steve, Joe, all you guys, thank you so much. Roger, Gary, really appreciate it. Kevin, thank you guys. And we'll see you guys next week. All right. Thanks, guys. Be safe. Have a nice weekend.
See you,
Thanks,
Scott.
guys. Thanks, everybody.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.